Welcome everybody to WXOU Radio, here today to call D3 OU Hockey versus Northwood. My name is Allison. I'll be your play-by-play here with my partner, Noah Stalker. Noah, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Drew.
Good. We're here on senior night. It'll be the concluding home game for the Golden Grizzlies this year here at Buffalo Wild Wings Arena. We got a couple seniors starting today as well.
Yeah, that's true. One of them, which is number 13, Michael Santa.
Yeah, Michael, Evan are both starting today, and we interviewed them earlier. You guys can catch those interviews on YouTube later this week. Brody Plant also in the starting lineup at forward. Thomas Monty and Griffin Geertz, who are getting ready for face-off. Here we go. Brody Plant in the dot. He's going to lose the draw to Northwood. Northwood will attempt to chip it in. They can't. It's pinched nicely, though, by Evan Chippa. He'll move it into the O-zone. Looking to send it deeper, and it's chipped out nicely by Northwood.
So a good look there for Chippa right there. He got sandwiched by two opposing members.
Yeah, puck goes up through center. It's taken here by Northwood. Brought in cleanly. It'll be chipped all the way down to the corner. It'll be rimmed back out towards the top. A little puck battle along the boards, and Oakland regains control here. They'll move it up through center. Number 71 for Northwood on his horse to go get it. That was Thomas Betchel. He's able to retrieve it, and it's sent all the way into the Oakland O-zone. No icing here. It was chipped. Oakland, they'll look to establish a breakout behind their cage. Noah, what's Oakland got to do here today to get a victory for themselves?
Score and score often, especially considering they're going against a team that is under 500. You want to try and assert your dominance as soon as you possibly can, especially on a big night like this, which is senior night. You want to try and have your seniors go out with a bang. This is going to be their last home game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And they'll be off to the tournament here soon, but Brennan Dano, his shot right there was saved easily by Aiden Schultz for Northwood. Oakland wins the faceoff. Another shot save made by Schultz. Northwood with it behind the cage, corralling it, looking to establish a breakout. Dano moves up on the puck. He pinches it nicely. He'll try and move it deeper. It does. Goes by Northwood. It's taken in the back or by Dylan McMullen. Northwood regathers control. Tries to move it up. It's kept in by Dano. Now Chippa has it. Dano toe drag, and it's pinched off nicely by Northwood. Looking to regather along the boards, and here out goes Northwood. Dano pinches it back, sends it in.
Yeah, this is the goal you want to be for Oakland. You want to keep it in your offensive end and try and keep the pressure up on their opponents.
Yeah, we've seen Oakland really playing offensive ends all year in the games we've done. Shot, save made there by Schultz. He spits out a rebound, and another save made. Yeah, Oakland this year, we've seen them be in the O-zone quite a bit. They have a really good way of just kind of suffocating you and making you go into long shifts, especially in that second period where defensively your bench is farther away from your ice. But 8:25 left here. Oakland on the faceoff wins it. Shot blocked out in front. Oakland looking to gather. It's stick lifted, and we'll have a penalty here.
I believe that's going to be on Northwood.
Yeah, it'll be a hooking on number 17, it looks like, for Northwood. Make that Aiden French. And Oakland will go to the power play here.
Let's not forget, this will be Oakland's first power play going into this game. Right now, as of tonight, they are 30 for 119, which makes it about 25% on the power play this season.
Yeah, Oakland really strong on the power play. So 18-19 left here in the first. And Oakland to the power play as Aiden French goes to the sin bin. Oakland looking to set up. Puck will be down along the board. Jack Abel with it. He'll look it over. Try and get it out back towards the top to reset over to Dano on the wing. Down low on the goal line to Abel. Abel back to the top to Williams. Jumps the stick of Williams, but he keeps it in nicely. Really good job there by Williams to keep the puck in, and it's turned over, and out she goes. Northwood sends it the length of the ice.
Well, maybe going on the other side of the ring. That was a nice second effort there by Reese Williams to keep the puck in the offensive end.
Yeah, Reese Williams will quarterback his way up, send it over to Dano. Dano on his horse, down to the boards to go get it. He's able to. He'll try and send it all the way back up top. He's going to take it himself. Look to reset. Dano with it now, leading goal scorer for the Golden Grizzlies. Cross ice from Williams over to Tommy Davis. Williams shot, kicked out on front by Northwood. Northwood will look to slam it out, but it's pinched in nicely by the Golden Grizzlies. Looking to set up along the boards, and they do. Tommy Davis with that slap shot, saved by Schultz, seen all the way. So 17-19 left here, where it counts 0-0, and Aiden French currently serving a 2-minute penalty, 1 minute left for hooking. Really good stuff on the power play, Noah.
Yeah, first half they just kept it like about 90% of the time in the offensive zone, but So they've only gotten a couple shots on goal in this power play. You want to, if you're in there for so long, you want to try and get more shots on goal, just like they did right now with Brody Plant.
Yep. Dominic Ruiz will field it down low. He'll send it back up to the top to Evan Chippa. Evan Chippa will look it over. Back down over to Ruiz. Ruiz tries to go back door, but a really good stick there by a Northwood player, and Ryan Kochi couldn't put it home. And Northwood will chip it in. Look to go off on a change here. No, they'll keep their quartet of killers out there.
Yeah, that was a golden opportunity there by Kochi to get the Golden Grizzlies on the board.
Yeah, Kochi a quarterback in himself, and turned over Northwood, and out she goes. That was Brahm for Northwood, sent at the length of the ice.
Yeah, that first half of the power play has been all Oakland. Seems like the momentum's completely shifted now. The second half of the power play is all Northwood.
Yeah, they're able to keep Oakland out of the O-zone. Matt Faniff on his horse to go get it. Doesn't get there first. And once again, out she goes. Puck goes the length of the ice. 9 seconds left here on the power play for the Golden Grizzlies. 16:25 in the period, where it counts still 0-0. And the power play has expired. 16-17 left here in the game. Even turns on the ice, where it counts 0-0. Northwood right now looking to set up. They'll rim it all the way along the boards up through center, but it's pinched nicely by Tommy Davis. Tries to get it out, and it comes all the way back to number 26 for the Golden Grizzlies. Griffin Geertz, the senior tonight. Northwood looking for a shot. It's easy save there by Pottinger. Saw it all the way. A corralling puck, and another shot that's kicked out with a purpose by Pottinger. Goes to the corner. Northwood looking to set up, and the puck will jump the stick of Colin Reeder, and it'll come back out to center. Noah, some pressure here for Northwood.
Right now, like I said, this has been all Northwood this past few minutes in the offense. Luckily, Oakland's been able to put their foot back on the gas pedal and try and keep it in the offensive zone.
Yeah, the Timberwolves looking to get out. Oakland offsides, has to tag up. Unfortunately, had a 2-on-1 chance there. Reese Williams picks it off at center, but the Timberwolves will fight for it. Williams finally gets it back. He'll move it up to Jack Abel. Abel bringing it in himself. He's got a partner with him. Shot by Abel, just goes high of the glove. Sorry, make that the stick.
Jack almost had a stick on that puck. He almost came up with a rebound attempt right there.
Jack Abel one-on-one right now. Toe drag, and it pinched nicely by the Timberwolves. And Abel and two Timberwolves hit the deck. McMullen now on his horse to get it up along the boards, pestered by a Timberwolf. Timberwolves try and flip it out, but they can't. Reese Williams with it now. And a good play there by 88 of the Timberwolves, Ryan Zwick, to force Oakland to get back out to center and reestablish the breakout. 14:34 left here in the first. Oakland circles the track with it, tries to go out to the slot, but it's redirected out in front. Brennan Dano on his horse for it. He'll chip it in. He's got numbers. He'll look it over, shot over to Abel, tip in, and a goal. No, they're going to wave this off. No goal here. They'll wave it off.
Unfortunately, the net came loose right as the puck was about to go in the net.
Yep. So that would have been a goal there by Abo, but they'll wave it off.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate moment right there for the Golden Grizzlies. Right now, let's just get the call on the ice.
Yeah.
Looks like it's going to be a no. It is going to be a no goal. I believe that was Brandon Danu who had the scoring chance right there.
Yeah, Daniel sent it across to Abel, and then Abel sent it back down low. It looked like to Williams, and Williams went for the tip in, and he got it, but I couldn't tell if it was then tipped back out in front, and Daniel sent it in, but nonetheless, it's a no goal, so where it counts, still 0-0.
Yeah, right as Williams was about to shoot the puck, the net was dislodged. I believe a Timberwolf ran into the net, or was hit by a Golden Grizzly right as the puck was about to cross the goal line. Yeah,
and right before that, too, I did notice that in that last exchange where they were behind the net and when the Timberwolves flipped it out through center, there was a bit of, looked like some confusion by the goalie for the Timberwolves, Aiden Schultz. It looked like that net did come off a little bit. So the ref's currently still working on that one, making sure it's in there strong. We don't have another net dislodged that causes the goal to come off the board.
Yeah, it's already bad enough that it's happened once. We don't want it to happen again, especially if it's in a case like this where it's still tied. It is still early in the game. We haven't eclipsed the 6-minute mark just yet, but an early goal like that will set the pace for the rest of the game. And unfortunately, it does not count due to the net being dislodged.
Yeah. So we're ready to go back to play here. 14:21 left here in the first. And in the dot for the Golden Grizzlies will be Dylan McMullen. one of the seniors tonight. And he'll get a warning here for a false start by the referee. And he'll win it to Dano. Dano, shot from the slot, kicked out by Schultz of the Timberwolves.
A nice shot there by Dano.
Yeah, it was. Came off his wrist. Good wrister there. Oakland trying to get it in, a battle for it at center ice. Reese Williams with it now. He'll slam it in, but it won't make it all the way as it's taken by number 13, Luke Cicierto of the Timberwolves. Golden Grizzlies will look to gain control in their ozone. They do. McMullen with it now behind the net. Back over to Abo. Abo with it in the corner, looking for a partner. Gets it back up to Williams. Maybe not. Back to Dano. Dano dance around with it. He'll button hook. Send it over to Monty, the captain. Tries to go across the slot to Abo, but just jumps his stick.
That was a nice pass there by Dano, too. Unfortunately, Abo wasn't able to get his stick on it.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice attempt there for the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, Timberwolves will go off on a change here as Oakland battles for it in their D zone. Thomas Monte sent it up along the boards, and Dano couldn't get there in time, and it's retaken and re-slapped in by the Timberwolves. Oakland trying to get control, having a little issue getting their sticks on the puck right now, but it's finally taken by Matt Faneuf. He'll move it up through center to Dano. Dano bring it in himself. He's got a partner. He'll just chip it in, go off on a change. On the horse for it is Austin Furtick on the forecheck. Really good forecheck in there. It's taken. Shot to the, past the slot, shot by Ruiz, and it's blocked it out in front. Back up to the point, and it just jumps the stick of Michael Santa, one of the seniors tonight, celebrated before the game. And as we mentioned earlier, our very own Noah Stalker did an interview with Michael Santa. You can listen to that later this week on WXOU YouTube.
Yes.
Austin Furtick with it now. He'll bring it in. Clean entry. He'll go along the side, trying to lay it back to Ruiz, but he can't. A shot, easy save there by Schultz. Shot came from Ryan Kachi up towards the point on the side.
That was a clean shot there by Kachi. He had the perfect angle, like everything aligned right there. There was all the Timberwolves. Not a single one was in the way of that shot. It's like he partied him himself.
Yeah, clean shooting lane, just not able to elevate the puck because he just went right into the legs of Schultz.
Yeah, unfortunately, he forgot one person. That was the goalie.
Yep. Kachi with it now. Tries a slap pass, and it's blocked it out in front, and it escapes out through center. Furtick with it now. Looks it over. Make that Santa, my bad. Oakland trying to get it out of their D zone, and it's doinked off of Santa. He'll move it out to Ruiz. Ruiz with it now. He'll just send it in. And going up on the forecheck there is Austin Furtick, and he'll be taken down by Timberwolves, but no call. They play on.
That was scary right there because Furtick was down on the ice, and then Timberwolves jumped over him. Luckily enough, his skate didn't meet somewhere it shouldn't have.
Yeah, once again, Kachi will airmail it and send it in. Oakland with it now behind the cage. Tries a shot, but it's blocked out in front. Another shot just goes wide.
It looked like it went in too, but no, it went right behind the net.
I think a Timberwolf got a piece of that one. Brody Plant trying to get it. He'll keep the zone very nicely. Brody Plant. Look for someone, and it'll be frozen here by Schultz. Puck found his way on a redirect down to Schultz's legs, and he's going to decide to freeze it. 11:33 gone here in the first. Where it counts, though, still 0-0 on the board.
Great on Oakland right now these past couple minutes, keeping it in their own offensive end, still applying that pressure on the Timberwolves. But it's so far has come to nothing has come to fruition out of it. No goals so far in this game.
Yeah, Tommy Davis went for a shot right after that faceoff, but it's just going to go high over Schultz and off the backboards. So puck in the center ice right now. Oakland, they'll bring it in. And a easy save there by Schultz. Puck came from between the blue and the red line. An air shot and an easy save there by Schultz. He'll choose to freeze it and not send it back out. 11:15 left here in the first.
Like it's a nice shot there by Dylan McLeod, but problem was he was right on center ice. Those shots aren't exactly the most accurate, and chances are you're not going to be able to score on something like that. But
yeah, goalie's able to see that one the whole way. And speaking of which, the Timberwolves do the exact same thing, but Pottinger decides just to give his blocker to it and send it to the corner. And a huge hit is thrown by Tommy Davis right in front of the Oakland bench. They love that. That's going to give you some energy.
Yes, that is true, Drew. Just knocking out your opponent right where everyone can see it.
Yep. And then Luke Pack looking to get it up through center now, but he's going to turn it over to the Timberwolves, and it'll be chipped in by number 71 of the Timberwolves. Make that Thomas Betchel, and looks like we're going to have a penalty here. I didn't see it.
Well, right at the end, Tommy Davis looked like he tripped up one of the Timberwolves. I believe that was number 8. That was Connor White. But I don't think it'll be a penalty. I don't. Oh, it is. It looks like it's going to be a penalty.
That'll be a,
or maybe
nope,
not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Nope. It was kind of like after the puck was frozen.
Yeah, it was an awkward fall though, so it made you wonder. Oakland will lose the draw here. Timberwolves will slam it in behind the cage, try and send it around along the yellow. It'll be pinched nicely by the Golden Grizzlies. They'll get control of it. Look to move it up through center. And they do. It's chipped in nicely by Alexander Sharp. He'll get on his horse for it. But even faster than him is Michael Santa. And Michael Santa's going to fall down and basically take out the legs of a Timberwolves in the process. Puck is under Michael Santa at the moment.
Sure, that is Jack Needing, not Michael Santa.
My apologies. Thank you, Noah.
No problem, man.
Reese Williams with it now up at the point. He'll send it back down deeper. It'll be pinched by the Timberwolves along the boards, but Oakland gets there first. Alexander Sharp with it. He'll pass it back over to Jack Needing, not Michael Santa. It'll be pinched once again up along the boards, and it'll come all the way back to Thomas Monte. He'll just send it cross corner. Back on the forecheck goes the Golden Grizzlies, and it's chipped out here by the Timberwolves. One-on-one. Here come the Timberwolves. Thomas Monte's back, though. Really good defense by face guarding by Monte. And a save there by the goalie. And then all of a sudden we have a disturbance out in front. Thomas Monte's getting the works by some of the Timberwolves. 2-on-1 on that scuffle.
Yeah, it looked like he was just, looked like him and Connor White were just scrumming a little bit over right next to the goalie. Nothing really came of it, though. Just a little scuffle, that's all.
Yeah, so Oakland will make a change here, as so will the Timberwolves. And we'll have 9:37 left here in this first, where it counts 0-0. The line's a little bit different today than what we're used to seeing because we are playing some seniors. We haven't played a whole lot this year just because of it being senior night. But it looks like this is one of the top lines out there for them tonight with Brendan Danu and Dylan McMullen out there anchoring the front line.
You have your top scorer right now on the line, Brandon Danu.
Yep, and then Jack Abo, the actual total points leader on this team, and a good hustle there by Dano, getting down there first to prevent an icing. Puck will come back out to the point. With it right now is Griffin Geertz. They'll go to the corner. Dano engage a puck battle, and it'll be denied originally, but then the Timberwolves will eventually get it out. Oakland will corral it in the corner of their D zone. Bring it up right now is Ryan Kachi. He'll give it to Dano. Dano look it over, looking for Abo or McMullen, but he'll just send it in himself and hop on his horse for it. It'll be sent all the way around the boards. Takes a funny bounce along the boards, but eventually it is kept in by the Golden Grizzlies and then eventually flipped out by the Timberwolves.
Yeah, that was a funny bounce right there, and it could have led to a goal for the Golden Grizzlies, but unfortunately McLeod couldn't get the shot on goal.
Yeah. Now Timberwolves 3-on-2. And a nice denied shot there by one of the Oakland defenders. Couldn't tell which one. There was a bunch of them in there. But the Timberwolves with control with it right now. Puck in the slot. Timberwolves don't see it. And it's taken by the Golden Grizzlies. McMullen now brings it up through center himself. And he'll send it in. Oakland goes off on a change here. Michael Santa will stay out, though, as he had already changed prior to. Timberwolves with a toe drag, and he loses the puck on the toe drag.
Tried to get a little fancy right there, but he lost the control of the puck. He could have probably had a nice scoring chance right there if he didn't try and be fancy with it.
Yeah, and Golden Grizzlies are offsides here. Almost had that clean entry into the zone, and it was going to be a 2-on-1 right there, but 7:42 left here in the first, still 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was Tommy Davis right there that triggered the offsides call.
A really good stick there by one of the Timberwolves prevented that pass from getting there cleanly to Tommy Davis to get that 2-on-1.
Well, it looked like he was also trying his best to keep his balance and try not to cross the blue line, but by the time he tried to overcompensate, he was already well past it, and it triggered the offsides.
Yeah, Tommy Davis in the face-off dot. He'll win the draw back over to Brody Plant. Brody Plant will send it over to Thomas Monte, the captain, playing his final game at home here. Taken now is Evan Chippo with it. He'll send it across over to Monte. Monte will rethink it back. On the blue line with his partner, Reese Williams, as always. Those two have been together on that blue line all year, and they've played very well together as well.
That is right. They're combined for... Reese Williams got 3 goals, and then Monty has none, but he has 5 assists, so that's combined for about 18 points.
Yeah, they've been really good, especially defensively, and both of them play on 2 separate lines on the power play and the penalty kill. Reese Williams will circle the track. Defenseman goes down low with it, looking for someone to give it to. Can't find anyone. Finally finds, it looks like Brody Plant to the slot and just escapes the stick of Evan Chippa. Regathered by Tommy Davis. He'll send it cross corner over there to Brody Plant. Brody Plant will throw a shove on his opposite number. It'll be taken by the Timberwolves, and they'll look to get it out. It'll be flipped off the boards, but it's kept in nicely for a second, but then it eventually goes into Timberwolves bench. We'll have a stoppage of play here with 6:37 left in the first period.
Yeah, back to that scoring chance right there for the Golden Grizzlies. That was almost perfect right there for Oakland. Evan Chippa was right in the goalie's face. Looked like he had a shot that he wanted to do, but the puck just jumped his stick. If that didn't happen, he would have had the perfect senior moment for his last game here at Buffalo Wild Wings Arena.
Yeah, and Griffin Geertz will flip it in himself, and he'll go up on the forecheck. The defenseman gets down low with it. It'll come over eventually to Matt Faniff behind the net. It'll be sent out back to Ryan Kachi. He'll send it back down to Michael Santa. Make that Austin Furtick, actually. And Timberwolves will get it out 2-on-2 here with 2 Golden Grizzlies trailing. Brought in by the Timberwolves, but it's pushed to the corner by the Golden Grizzlies. Here comes Ryan Kachi with it. He'll send it up to Austin Furtick. Austin Furtick coming in the O-zone, and he leaves the puck behind him. Brought his stick with him, just not the puck. Eventually, it'll be reversed down low by Ryan Kachi. He'll go off on a change. Oakland has it behind the cage, but it'll be flipped out by the Timberwolves, and they'll bring it up through center.
This is the biggest problem for Oakland so far in this first period. It seems like whenever they try and get some momentum going on offense, the puck takes a nasty flip, and they lose all sort of momentum that they've built up. Yeah,
Brian Evans with it now. He'll motor in, go behind the net with it, bring it back out, and it just jumps the stick of Furtick. On his horse now with it is Jack Needing. He'll send it up to Brian Evans. Brian Evans back on it, but he's outnumbered 3-on-1, and he's going to engage a little bit of a scuffle with number 13 of the Timberwolves, Luke Sacierto. Oakland will flip it in. And the Timberwolves will regather it behind the cage. They'll bring it up through center. Brem, he'll send it over, and it'll almost go to the Oakland bench, but takes a bounce to where it comes down low. Attempted shot. It's out in front of the net, but it's cleaned up nicely by Alexander Sharp. Did not allow a shot there, and a shot just goes wide of Tate Pottinger. Pottinger hasn't had too much to do as a goalie today, has he, Noah?
No, he is not. And every time that is back in his zone, he always gets a glove on it.
Yep. Haven't said his name a whole lot, but I guess that's the way the Golden Grizzlies want it. Timberwolves will flip it in here, and given a shove is Cooley by Ryan Kachi. Brody Plant with it. He'll look it over, flip it off the boards, up to Dano. Dano motor in himself, the leading goal scorer for the Golden Grizzlies. He'll come around the cage, try and go top shelf. It just goes wide. Schultz might have got a piece of it there.
Perhaps, but it looked like it went right into the netting.
Yeah. Yeah, Dano, really nice little deke there. Tried to go top shelf, short side, but just went high and wide. And I think Schultz might have gotten a piece, but not too sure.
Well, it was a nice play right there by Dano.
Yeah, so Dano out there right now with McMullen and Jack Abo. So 2 really good goal scorers on the wings there, and the puck will slide back off the faceoff to Aiden Schultz, and he'll freeze it, and we'll go for another faceoff here. Aiden Schultz on the year at .891 save percentage, 5-9 overall on the win-loss, and .379 goals allowed. Dano with it now. He's pinched nicely by the Timberwolves, and he'll go down on the play. Timberwolves are out 2-on-3. A shot by the Timberwolves just goes wide of Pottinger. Abel with it. He'll send it over to Dano. Dano back to McMullen. McMullen will try and flick it down, but he can't. It's taken by the Timberwolves. Here come the Timberwolves, 2-on-2. Shot. Pottinger gloves it down easily. Oakland, they'll reverse it. Dano doesn't see it, and it's taken by a Timberwolf, but he throws a back check on him. And the Timberwolf goes down looking for a back skate. Thomas Monti will flip it up through center, and it's slapped back in by the Timberwolves. Timberwolves making a change. Oakland looks like they're going to rethink it back. Thomas Monti on his horse to get it now. Tries to flip it up along the boards, but it's pinched by the Timberwolves. And it'll go cross corner back over there. Looking for it is Connor White. He'll flip it across the other side. It's eventually taken by Austin Furtick. He'll send it up through center, kicked in by Dano. No icing here. Oh, no, we will have icing. Maybe Dano didn't kick it.
Didn't look like he touched Dano at all, and someone from Northwood was already near the behind the net, so easy call there for Schultz to send the icing.
Yeah, 3:08 here left in the first, still 0-0. And this group out here for the Golden Grizzlies right now, they've been out here for a while. They need a change, Noah.
That is true. You don't want to be tired, especially in your own defensive end.
Yeah, so Oakland desperately needs to get this puck in deep so that they can get off a change. Dano with it now, right in front of the Oakland bench, and he is checked hard in front of the Oakland bench by Thomas Kroll. An attempted shot and a really nice defensive back check there by Thomas Monty.
That was a rebound attempt that you do not want to see if you're a Golden Grizzly. It's still stuck in your defensive end, and after that big hit by Danu, it just seems like it looked like Northwood just was suffocating him for the past 30 seconds.
Yeah, Oakland was able to complete the forward change, looking to get their defensive change off, and they can't. Timberwolves will bring it through center, back into the ozone. They'll flip it in. 2 Timberwolves will go off on a change. Oakland will bring it up through center, but it's retaken by the Timberwolves. 2:19 left here in the first, still 0-0. Oakland looking to gather to establish a breakout. Right now with it is Evan Chippa. He'll bring it up through center. Delay it back over to Ryan Kachi. Ryan Kachi will flip it in. Evan Chippa on his horse to go get it, but he can't. Timberwolves get there first. They'll bring it up through center. And it just jumps the stick of Brem. Oakland will rethink it with Matt Fanoff. He'll look to get it out. He'll send it up along the boards. Back to himself, though. He'll bring it all the way himself, but he just loses an edge. Blows a tire in the process at mid-ice. And the Timberwolves get it. They got it in their D zone right now, looking for a breakout. And they'll chip it all the way in. Brem will chip it in himself. He'll go off on a change. Northwood will make a full change here. Tommy Davis jumps off for the Golden Grizzlies as Michael Santa brings it in right now. He'll slap it in there. They'll go behind the cage. On his horse to go get it is Santa and Furtick. They'll engage a battle. Furtick now with it, but he's re-engaged by the Timberwolves. He'll put his stick to the puck along the yellow, wait for a convoy. They'll dig for it right now. Oakland looking to do something here before the final minute 10 of this first period. They'll come behind the cage over to Matt Fanoff. Matt Fanoff looking to get it back out to the point to try and set up something, but he can't. He's pestered by the Timberwolves. Timberwolves will finally gather it. They'll bring it up through center. Here they come. Here's Haney. Back over to the slot. Sticks, shot, kick save there by Tate Pottinger. Easy kick save there by Pottinger. Spits out a rebound to the corner. Dominic Ruiz with it now. Over to Fanoff. Fanoff tries to toe drag it and tries to tip it in his Furtick, but he just can't get his stick on it. Puck will go to the corner. It'll come up along the boards. Fanoff with it now at the high slot. He'll flick it off a Timberwolf out in front. Timberwolves will try and get it the length of the ice, but they can't. It's slapped back in by the Wolverines. Out of the crease to go field it is Schultz. 30 seconds left here in the first period. Still 0-0. A lot of action, Noah.
That was a lot of action right there. Go back to that Fanoff play. Fanoff looked like he had a shot going on. Everything looked perfect, but he ended up stumbling right on the blue line. That would have been a perfect goal there for Fanoff.
Yeah, McMullen, he'll motor in here. And his pocket's picked by the Timberwolves. Harfoot will flick it in here for the Timberwolves. 5 seconds left here in this first period. Oakland will reverse it. Just delay the last second and a half here. And that'll be the first period, 0-0. The 7-11 Timberwolves in this first period are hanging around with the 17-6-2-2 Golden Grizzlies. Not what we expected, Noah.
It's not what we expected so far, but it should be 1-0 right now. But unfortunately, the net was dislodged right as the puck was about to cross the goal line. So that is why it still remains scoreless as we head into the first intermission.
Yeah, a goal that Oakland really wishes that counted, but unfortunately it didn't. And this is not what we expected really from Northwood, especially a team that's playing their 4th game within a week, and they got another one tomorrow, so this team has got to be exhausted. They've come out here with some fire, Noah.
They have come out here with some fire. Want to try and spoil this senior night for the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, and Oakland head coach Matthew Sterling is 4-0 in his last 4 meetings against Northwood, so they've played well against them, and they'll look to turn it up in this second period. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 9 minutes with second period action of Oakland D3 hockey versus Northwood. Drew and Noah, we'll be back. Are you tired of the same old songs on the radio? Looking for something fresh and exciting? Well, look no further than your local college radio station. College radio is where the magic happens, where undiscovered talent shines, and where you can tune into the next big things in music, news, sports, and entertainment. From indie rock to hip-hop, from thought-provoking discussions to groundbreaking interviews, college radio is the heartbeat of creativity and diversity. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings Arena here on senior night for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies D3 hockey team versus the Northwood Timberwolves. Drew and Noah here with you. We'll be here with you all night as well. Noah, how did that first period go for the Golden Grizzlies?
Despite the fact that there's been no scoring in that first period, I think it went well. They spent a majority of the first period in their offensive zone. They could have had a goal to start the game off, but unfortunately, the net was dislodged before the puck passed the goal line. So that is why it is still 0-0 heading into the second period. Yeah,
definitely a coulda, woulda, shoulda there for the Golden Grizzlies as we get set and ready to go here in this second period. Surprisingly, Oakland not back from their locker room yet, even though the clock has 2 seconds left before it expires. So a little bit of a last-second team there, if we do say so.
Well, you still got a couple Timberwolves are filing into the back onto the rink.
Yeah, and finally here come the Golden Grizzlies. So they'll be looking in this second period to kind of continue what they did in that first period. They were in the O-zone a lot. They had a couple of good shots on goal. I will say, though, not a whole lot of really what you would say quality chances, high-scoring opportunities. They're definitely going to look to clean that up and try and get some of those high-danger, high-scoring opportunities.
Biggest problem with trying to get those high-quality chances is trying to keep yourself set while you have control of the puck. It seems whenever they cross the offensive zone and the Golden Grizzlies have a modicum of a chance of scoring, it just seems the puck either takes a weird bounce, one of them trips, or if they try and get the pass, but it doesn't go off their stick correctly. It just bounces off into the hands of a Timberwolf or another Golden Grizzly. So that's the biggest thing that they need to try and fix is keeping themselves centered and trying to keep a hold of the puck when you're trying to make an opportunity happen.
Yeah, definitely. So they've had, like you said, it's been a lot of those rolling pucks that have kind of evaded them and haven't been able to get some high danger chances there. But the top line will come out here to start this second period. It'll be Dano, McMullen, and Abo. And then on the back end, anchoring the blue line, as always, is Thomas Monte, the captain, and Reese Williams. And the other thing, defensively, I think that they've played very well. Pottinger's only had maybe a handful of saves. Really hasn't been forced to do a whole lot.
Yeah, Northwood's only, like you said, has only had a handful of shots on goal. Hopefully they keep it up in Oakland's defense keeps up in the second period to keep them under about 20 shots on goal.
Yeah, and when Pottinger's had to make a save, he's been very crisp and clean and precise and easy to make those saves for him. Sees it the whole way, fighting through screens very well. And Oakland also, there's been a couple loose pucks out in front of Pottinger. They cleaned up the trash real nicely and getting that stuff out of the O-zone and back up to neutral ice.
And that's why he's one of Oakland's best goalies. He's got a .911 save percentage, a .315 goals against average, but regardless, he still has a phenomenal record of 10-3-0-1.
Yeah, and it looks like we're having a little bit of trouble with the far net now, the net that the Northwood Timberwolves will be taking control of. And finally, the refs are going to leave that net. It looked like they were working on it back there to make sure it stays on its bearings, because obviously we had an issue with that in the first period.
And that was also on Northwood's side of the end of the ice.
Yeah. All right, as we get set and ready here for this second period, here we go. McMullen in the dot now for the Golden Grizzlies, facing off against Miles Tordovic for the Timberwolves. Tordovic will win that face-off back to the D-man for the Timberwolves. They'll look to set it up. Haney with it right in front of us. He'll chip it in on his horse forward as Thomas Monte communicates to Reese Williams to go to the left. He'll reverse it over to him. Williams with it now. Behind the cage, over to Abo. Abo will bring it up through center. Nice little dangle there by Abo. He'll cross the red line, flip it in himself. And on the forecheck go the Golden Grizzlies, but the goalie for the Timberwolves, Ian Schultz, will come out of his crease and freeze that one before anything could even take place.
Well, a nice start there for the Golden Grizzlies, as we've only gotten about 25 seconds of play in the second period. That's a nice dangle there by Jack Abo. They try and keep the play alive.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, he was able to evade a Timberwolf, move around, and bring it up through center. Abo will win that face-off back to Reese Williams. who will look it over. He'll send it up to the stick of Avo. Avo over to Dano. Just jumps by his stick. He's not able to get it cleanly, but McMullen will finally get it. Tries to go to the slot, but it's sent back down by the Timberwolves behind the cage. Oakland with it. They'll reverse it. Was Abo. It'll be rubbed off here by the Timberwolves. Back over to Reese Williams. Reese Williams, a slap pass is taken out in front by the Timberwolves. They'll bring it up through center. Haney right in front of us. He'll flip it in, and it'll go into the netting.
I thought it was going to hit the top of the glass, but then it rolls on the netting and outside of the rink.
Yep, so both teams here will make a full change, and we'll have a face-off come back out.
So far in this first minute of play in the second period, it feels like it's been all Oakland, just like how it was in the first period. But let's just, hopefully we can see more scoring chances, and hopefully we can actually see a goal scored pretty soon.
Yeah, Brody planting the dot now. He'll win that face-off up to the forward. Bringing it in now is the Golden Grizzlies. Chippo with it. He'll send a shot, and it'll be saved, made by Aiden Schultz, and that puck will go up into the netting off the stick of Schultz, and we'll have another face-off here. Good shot there by Evan Chippa.
Yeah, it was a nice shot there by Chippa. Hopefully, in this next opportunity that is in front of them right now, being in the offensive zone, they could try and score and get on the board first.
Yeah, 18:58 here left in the second period. Where it counts, though, even terms on the board. The Timberwolves will win that draw, and they'll bring it up through center. Right in front of us, it'll be chipped in by the Timberwolves, but it's pinched back out by Ryan Kachi. Timberwolves are offside. They got to tag up. Bringing it out now is Tommy Davis. He'll bring it up through center. Send it over to Chippa. Chippa will send it down. Another shot there by Chippa, and an easy save by Schultz. And a disturbance out in front. Referees get in there quick to break that one up, though.
Yeah, it seems we've seen a lot of scuffles so far in this game. Nothing big has blown up just yet, but it's just been very minor conflict,
some post-whistle
arguments.
Some post-whistle kerfuffles.
Yes.
18.
If you do say so yourself.
Yes, 18:38 left here in the second. Face-off to the glove side of Schultz. It'll be won by the Timberwolves, and a huge hit is thrown by Brody Plant on a Timberwolf. He'll go down on that one. Oakland keeps the zone nicely. Shot by Chippa. It off the plumbing. And a hack and whack time. Puck's out in front, and it finds itself loose. Timberwolves have it now. They'll try and get it up through center. It's pinched nicely, though, by the Golden Grizzlies in Griffin Geertz. He'll flick it back in. Here comes Chippa with it, but they're offsides. They got to tag up. Chippa will flick it in off of a Timberwolf.
That was an awesome shot there by Chippa. Unfortunately, it bounces weirdly off the post.
Yep. And Oakland sends it back in. Chippa, the main man on his horse for it. He'll reverse. He'll button hook. Try and look for a partner on the convoy. Puck will go across the slot, and the Timberwolves will ice the puck here. 17:47 left in this game, and that was the best scoring chance Oakland has had all day.
Would have been a perfect senior moment there for Evan Chippa. He had I wouldn't say a wide open net, but he did have a wide open shot.
Yeah, great shooting lane there for Chippewa. So in the dot here is Matt Fanoff of the Golden Grizzlies going up against Nicholas Canona. And then a shot just goes off the stick of Schultz up into the netting. And we'll have another face-off here.
Just keep the pressure up on the Timberwolves.
Yep.
That's the key so far. That's the key. That is the key.
Yep.
Keep the pressure up. Hopefully this this play can lead to a couple goals.
Yeah. Yep. And so the Timberwolves will make a full change there after they weren't able to change on that icing. Oakland will keep their same group out there. And it's turned over nicely. Oakland with it in the O-zone. And Abo tried to get it over to Furtick, and I don't think Furtick knew it was coming.
That was very quick thinking on there by Abo. Furtick, unfortunately, was not able to communicate well. Or there was no communication right there from Abo to Furtick. And so Furtick wasn't able to get a stick on the puck.
Yeah, and puck found its way over to Schultz, and he chose to freeze it. A little bit of a scramble drill there for the Timberwolves.
It was a very impromptu sequence of events for the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, Reese Williams will try and flick it back in, but it's pinched off nicely along the boards by Timberwolves. D-to-D passing here at Timberwolves. Bring it up through center. It'll be regathered by the Wolverines in their D-zone. Here comes Reese Williams over to Austin Furtick. Austin Furtick will bring it in. He'll look for a shooting lane shot, and it's just nice save there by Schultz. Back up to Fanoff. Matt Fanoff, toe drag, looking for a tip down low, but he can't. Reese Williams will try and regather up, but he's pinched off it, or pestered off it nicely. And now he's going to engage a little bit of a scuffle along the boards. And a really good back check there by Matt Fanoff, was able to redirect the shot that was going for a one-timer on the Timberwolves side. Oakland will flick it all the way down into their D zone. On his horse for it is Reese Williams, the D-man below the cage. Matt Fanoff covering his spot nicely on the back end. It'll be brought up here by the Timberwolves. They'll flick it into Dorkovic. And Oakland will get it behind the cage. Fanoff with it. He'll send it up along the boards to Abel right in front of us. Abel will rethink it back. He'll send it over back to Fanoff. Fanoff trying toe drag, but it's stick checked away by the Timberwolves. Reese Williams with it now. Quarterbacking his way through center ice over to Dano, leading goal scorer for the Golden Grizzlies. He'll look it over and flip it down low, and it'll be gloved down by a Timberwolf over into the corner, and we'll have a high stick here, as it was stick down by a Timberwolf, and they were the first to touch it. So high stick in, we'll have a face-off. 16:01 left here in the second period.
That was a chaotic sequence of events there for both Northwood and Oakland. It seemed like once one got a chance, the other would just take it away from him, and then it would just go back and forth for both Northwood and Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland will win that draw, and oh my goodness, Dano gets flattened along the board. Sorry to cut you off, Noah.
No problem, Drew. It's very, oh, okay.
And Dano's going to engage a little bit of a fight, and all of a sudden we've got a disturbance down low. Refs get in the way of that one, though, to break that one up. A shot, really nice block there, though, by Michael Santa out in front of the cage. Never got its way to Pottinger. Puck will come up right in front of Dano. Dano let it go.
Speaking of Dano, that was him, and that was Northwood's captain, number 9, Colin Reeder, who were both scuffling right around in Northwood's defensive end.
Yeah, they having some words and some little exchanges of some fists as well there, it looked like. But no call there, we play on. Thomas Monte with it now, pestered by the Timberwolves. Michael Santa with it now, back over to Ryan Kachi. Kachi will send it up, and it's chipped in by McMullen. Dano on his horse for it, wants revenge on the captain, and he's going to throw him into the boards now. Those two, that's something to watch the rest of the game today.
Yeah, like back to that fight, back to that almost fight. Dano was knocked down by Reeder, and it looked like Dano got a fist out there on Reeder, but I'm surprised he didn't just drop the gloves right there and start a fight.
Yep. A shot there by Abel is kicked out with a purpose by Schultz. Eventually that puck goes back into the corner. Dano fighting for it now. Pass to the slot, and it's redirected out in front by the Timberwolves. Puck will go all the way the length of the ice, where it's regathered by Griffin Geertz of the Golden Grizzlies. He'll send it over to Duncan McLeod. Puck will find its way up to Brian Evans, who will chip it in, but it's regathered by the Timberwolves. They'll look to establish a breakout. Oakland pestering them, though, in their D zone. Jack Needing here, he'll motor his way in and flip it in himself. Brian Evans on the forecheck with it, back over to Needing, but it goes by him, and the Timberwolves will flip it out. It'll go all the way the length of the ice. Podger out of his crease to field it, and he'll flick it back over to Duncan McLeod, Alexander Sharp now will look it over for the Golden Grizzlies. He'll send it up to Brian Evans. He'll kick it into the O zone, where it's sent back into the D zone of the Golden Grizzlies by a Timberwolf. Flipped in as Alexander Sharp. Oakland will make a couple changes here, as will the Timberwolves. Down low in a puck battle, Brian Evans in the middle of it for the Golden Grizzlies, trying to get it out. He's going to attempt to throw a Timberwolf to the ground, but that Timberwolf stands his ground. 13:23 left here in the first, and we'll have a whistle.
Looks like it's going to be a tripping call.
I think it'll actually be an offsides, actually. I think a Grizzly touched that after it came off
Okay. I was just looking at the ref's hand motion. It looked like he was signaling a trip, but there will be no penalty on the ice.
It looks like we're going to have an offsides here, so there'll be Evan Chip on the dot. He'll lose that draw, but eventually the puck will careen its way over to the Golden Grizzlies. Reese Williams with it on the point. He'll slap it back in. Chipper with it behind the cage, looking to get it back out to Thomas Monte. He's got it up to Monte. Monte will corral a bouncing puck, and an attempted backdoor shot by Brody Plant was defended nicely by the Timberwolves, and a huge shot will be thrown along the boards by one of the Timberwolves. Thomas Monte with it up at center ice. He'll chip it into Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis shot, and a blocker save there by Schultz.
Nice chain of events there for the Golden Grizzlies to come up with that scoring opportunity. Tommy Davis goes from Monte, and then he passes it from middle of the ice all the way over to Tommy Davis, but unfortunately Tommy Davis wasn't able to get a shot on goal for Oakland as it bounces into the netting. But like you said, this is what we want to see for the Golden Grizzlies, is to keep the pressure up, generate as much offense as you can. Just like right now, right here after this face-off, Tommy Davis gets the puck and he immediately gets a shot on goal. But we want to hopefully see these shots on goals turn into actual goals.
Yeah, absolutely. 12:52 left here in the second. Still a 0-0 game, but it's really been controlled mostly by the Golden Grizzlies. They got to get, you would assume that they're going to get one to go by here soon. Oakland looking to set up. One-time shot just goes wide there. Shot came from Ryan Kochi at the point, the D-man. Oakland looking to dig it out of the corner. Kochi with it. Make that Tommy Davis shot blockered out in front by the Timberwolves. Number 6 of the Timberwolves, Thomas Kroll, looks to be a little shaken up after taking that block. Oakland still with it. Chipple with it. Shot just goes high and off the glass. Kochi gets still before it jumps the blue line. Brody Plant with it now. Looking it over. He'll try and get it over there to number 18 of the Golden Grizzlies, which would be Luke Peck, but not able to as the Timberwolves are able to jump that one. And the Timberwolves will bang that O-zone as there was nothing going there. They needed to make a change. A diving keep there by the Timberwolves in number 17, Aiden French, to keep the zone, but eventually Golden gets possession and they'll flip it out. 11:50 left here in the second, still 0-0. McCarthy with it now for the Timberwolves. Not J.J. McCarthy of the Wolverines football team, though.
Meanwhile, before that was, even though this is on the opposing team, that was very impressive attempt right there by Aiden French to stop the puck with his padding to prevent I mean, it would have probably been an icing call, but to keep it in your own offensive end, that was still pretty impressive there for the Timberwolves. Yeah,
definitely. The Timberwolves a little bit of some tempo here as they get into the O-zone. Oakland's having the trouble getting it out of their D-zone. It'll be along the boards as Kochi and Fanoff trying to get it out. And they finally do. Fanoff with it now. He'll skate it out. Look for someone to pass it to. He might just do it himself. He'll flick it off the boards and try and chip it in as Dominic Ruiz, and he's successful. Furtick with it. Tries to go across the crease and not to be had.
I believe it'll be a...
I think the puck went up in the netting. Hard to tell there exactly what happened.
It looks like the referees are looking over the net to see if it was dislodged again.
Man, these nets lately are just not agreeing with the Golden Grizzlies. But 10:57 left here in the second period. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but it always happens on Northwood's end. It's got me thinking.
Very true. All right, so McMullen here in the dot on that top line with Abo and Dano out there. And a shot by Dano, kick save there by Schultz. Puck will go out to the corner, slapped in by number 77 of the Golden Grizzlies, Duncan McLeod. Oakland looking to establish something behind the net. McLeod with it now, shot, and it's blocked out in front by one of the Timberwolves. Dano gets it in the corner. He'll send it deeper. Back up to Abo. He'll look it over, try and get it out to the top, but he's pinched off nicely by the Timberwolves. He'll reverse it. Timberwolves get control of it in the corner, but once again, they're hounded by the Golden Grizzlies, and Duncan McLeod not letting them get it out of the D-zone.
I'm telling you, we're overdue for a goal right here. Hopefully it's Oakland that scores it. But they've been stuck in that offensive zone the entire game, even in the first period.
Timberwolves had a chance there for a jailbreak breakout. Oakland turns it over in their O-zone. Timberwolves got the advantage here, but they'll send it to the corner. Attempted pass to the slot, but it's sticked away by the Golden Grizzlies. Puck will be fought for at center, and it's won by McLeod. He'll send it back over to Griffin Geertz. Griffin Geertz will flick it up to Dano. Dano will flick it back towards the center to McLeod. It'll go through his skates, unable to corral it. Puck will come in front of us. It'll be flipped up as Griffin Geertz throws a check on one of the Timberwolves. Timberwolves trying to establish something. It'll go jump the stick of a Timberwolf. It'll come all the way down for icing. We'll go all the way back with 9:30 left here in the second. And we're going to have a penalty here, actually. Maybe not. I lied. We're not going to have a penalty.
It seems like looks like it's always calling a penalty because the referee is just sitting right there with his hand up. You're just assuming that there's going to be something happening.
Well, and then the other referee pointed at one of the Timberwolves players, but the reason he did that is because it was an icing, and he went off on a change, and he's not supposed to do that. So he was caught by the referee, and the referee said, "Hey, get back on the ice." Oakland with control right now in their O-zone, trying to get it out in the corner with it right now, looking to set it back up. Monte got it now. He'll send it back down low, and a nice save there by Schultz. Monte unable to elevate that puck. It just kind of slid its way down to Schultz.
Well, even then, even though it didn't go into net, that was a nice tip attempt there by Brian Evans. He was right in front of the goalie. His back was turned against the defense, but he was able to get a stick on the puck and try and tip it in. But like impressive play right there by Brian Evans. Yeah,
9:14 left here in the second period. Even terms on the ice where it counts. Even terms on the scoreboard. A shot there by Brian Evans, and it's saved by Schultz, and we have a disturbance out in front as it looked like Alexander Sharp gave a little bit of a shove to a Timberwolf.
There's been a lot of kerfuffling, as you've said before, in this game.
Yeah.
Nothing of note has sparked. It's just been your usual just scuffling,
some post-whistle words of exchangement.
Just a little bit of banter, that's all.
Words of endearment, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And a huge hit is thrown. Another one gets thrown in the corner. Bodies flying in this game. This means everything to these teams. Thomas Monte, the defenseman, goes all the way down to the goal line, and he's got to jump on his horse to get back into his own position. Timberwolves motoring in with now, and a backhand shovel saved there by Pottinger.
It looked like he kicked the net off his, or kicked the net as well while he was attempting that save. Luckily, he was able to fix it on his own. Like nice quick fix, so there was no stoppage of play in their own zone.
Yeah, Milo Todorkovic, the number 11 forward for the Timberwolves, was able to motor in all by himself, go past a couple Golden Grizzlies, gave a backhand shovel, but not to be had by Pottinger as he's able to glove that one out.
Yeah, he was zooming across the entire the ring from his own blue line to Oakland's blue line.
Yeah, 8:37 left here in this second period. Face-off just took place in front of us, and Oakland eventually able to get control as there was a tie-up on that one. But Timberwolves will get it. They'll be blocked by Alexander Sharp on an attempted point shot. Oakland will reverse it along the boards. Over here to Brian Evans right in front of us. He'll send it up through the boards, and it looks like it might go all the way down for icing. No, he laid it back with touch. Timberwolves looking it over right now. They'll bring it up through. Reese Williams with it now. The defenseman showing his offensive skills. He'll motor in, shot, and a save there by Schultz. Really sharp game here by Schultz. He's been good.
This has just been a battle of goaltending so far. Both goalies have not allowed a single goal in about almost two-thirds of this game.
Yep, 8:05 left here in this second period. And offensively, Oakland has definitely been the stronger team. They've had more chances, more high-scoring chances, just not able to get one to go in. And defensively, they've been sound. They've given up a couple shots, but, I mean, giving up shots is going to happen. They haven't given up really any high-danger shots, though, which is the good thing.
Yeah, other than that one opportunity there by Todorovic, it's been very clean for the Oakland defense. And like they spend most of the time in offensive zone, getting all those scoring chances. They've just been dominating so far offensively. It doesn't just look like that on the scoreboard. And hopefully that will change in the upcoming, for the rest of either this period or the start of the third.
Yep. Timberwolves with it on a jailbreak. Getting back is Dominic Ruiz, and he's able to give a nice back check to number 97 of the Timberwolves, Jeremy Scruto. He had a jailbreak opportunity, but Dominic Ruiz has one of the plays of the game with that back check in order to distort him and not allow a shot on goal. Heck of a play there by Ruiz.
Yeah, he was not happy right there that he had his opportunity ripped away by Ruiz.
Timberwolves will get the puck now. They'll tag up and bring it in through center. A shot, easy save there by Pottinger. And it spits out a rebound, but he jumps on top of it to freeze the puck. 7:03 left here in this second period.
Yeah, that was very nerve-wracking there for Oakland's defense. Like we said, before we were talking, we were saying that Oakland's played a very sound game of defense, not giving up too many opportunities for the Timberwolves. But in this case, they were able to get an opportunity. But nice job by Ruiz to snuff it out before anything bad could happen.
Yeah. And Oakland will get control here, and it'll be flipped up through center by Evan Chippa. Oakland will rethink it back out through center. Brody Plant with it now. make that actually Duncan McLeod, and then he'll flip it in to Schultz, who will freeze the puck. We'll have a face-off take place here. 6:44 left in the second period. And Pottinger, that last 30 seconds, I think has had more action than he's had all game.
That might be the case, Drew. It seemed like that exchange of events there for Northwood has been the only kind of action you've seen so far tonight. Let's hope it keeps it that way so that Oakland can score more goals.
Yeah. McLeod with it now. He'll attempt a slap pass, but no one home for it. Oakland battling in the corner for it, trying to get it out, and they'll reverse it. Brody playing on his horse to go get it. He leaves it there for chip on shot kicked out by Schultz, a dandy. It'll be sent back in, though, by Griffin Geertz. Oakland loses control of it in the corner, but they get up on the forecheck.
All right.
Pass it a slot, and it just jumps the stick of Griffin Geertz.
It's just been the bane of Oakland's in this game for Oakland. It's just the puck always takes those weird bounces on the ice, and they can't get a shot on goal because of it.
McLeod attempted a shot from the point, but it's blockered out in front by one of the Timberwolves. It'll be sent in deep by the Golden Grizzlies as they're going to go up on a change here. Keep up that pressure. Tired group out here right now for the Timberwolves. Got to take notice of that. Timberwolves in control with it, trying to establish a breakout, most likely to get off a change here.
A nice block there by Chippa to keep it in the offensive end. Let's see if Oakland can come up with something.
Yep. A slap pass by Thomas Monte, gloved down by the Timberwolves. Out come the Timberwolves, 2-on-1. And a shot that just goes wide of the net, and eventually two players go flying in the net, and that thing comes off the bearings once again.
Yeah, it looks like that was Thomas Monte, captain of the Golden Grizzlies, and also 91 Donald Gooley of the Timberwolves, who both ran into the net right there. Monte is the only thing that has gone in the net so far in this entire game.
Yes.
Not a puck, a player.
Yep. Monty and Gooley make the scoreboard even in terms of players falling into the net so far today. But a grade A chance there for the Timberwolves, but it was defended nicely by the Golden Grizzlies as the defender laid down, forcing a very difficult pass and allowed Monty time to get back on that back check and force a missed shot that just went wide of the net. It'll be flipped out through center ice by Williams, but it'll be sent back in by the Timberwolves. Haney with it right in front of us. He'll send it down to the corner. It'll be taken by Ryan Kachi. He'll send it up along the boards, trying to get it out. It'll be kept in nicely and reversed by the Timberwolves. Gonna go cross corner. Dano with it now all by himself. He'll be able to rethink it, but he'll turn it over to the Timberwolves. It'll be flipped right back in. Kachi with it now. He'll send it along the boards over to Dano. Dano looks it over. Delays a little bit to try and get the Timberwolves to bite, and they eventually do, and he's able to flip it out through center. Timberwolves regather. Here comes number 91, Donald Gooley of the Timberwolves, along the boards with it. He'll send it back over to his partner, but it'll be pinched nicely by Williams. Williams will flip it off the boards to Dano. Dano taken down in mid-ice. Took an awkward spin and fall there, but he seems to be okay as he'll stay out.
Yeah, it's an awkward collision between Peacock and Daniel right there in right on center ice.
Dano tries to get a shot of the goalies down, but two Timberwolves laying on the ground doesn't allow the pass to get there. Grade A chance, but some great defense by the Timberwolves. A turnover right in front of us by Haney into the hands of Reese Williams. Reese Williams will motor down, pass to the slot, nobody home. They'll go along the boards, back behind the cage. Abel with it now, the leading point scorer for the Golden Grizzlies. He'll flick it along the boards, looking for a tip out in front. Eventually they'll escape all the way back and cream all the way out through center as the Timberwolves iced it here. 3:54 left in this second period.
That's been the name of the game tonight. It's just almost. It's just almost in. It's just, that's what it feels like this entire game. It feels like once the team gets a scoring chance, it doesn't go in. And these fans have all come out here on senior night hoping to see this has been a nice game, I'll tell you that. But we'd like to see some more scoring so we can hear this crowd go wild.
Yeah, when one of these teams scores, this crowd's gonna go nuts. We've heard a bit of the jailbreak here for the Timberwolves shot, and a nice kick save there by Pottinger, a dandy. His best of the night.
Ask and you shall receive, but there was no goal on there, but that was a perfect opportunity for Northwood. Luckily enough, Pottinger has been a brick wall this entire game.
Yeah, and Kroll sends a shot from just outside the blue line. Pottinger sees it the whole way, gloves it down, and both teams will make a full change here and we'll step out for a face-off. 3:25 left here in the second period, where it counts 0-0.
And maybe no scoring, but it has been very intense and very nerve-wracking.
That's the third jailbreak we've seen for the Timberwolves. Oakland's got to clean up their transition defense because you think one of those is going to go in eventually.
Yeah, eventually one of those is going to go in. You don't want to give up too many breakaway attempts, especially in a case like this where nobody has scored. Because you don't know if you're going to be the team that doesn't score at all this game. It could be you. It could be Northwood. But we don't know. But you don't want to find out. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yep. So Sharp will flick it off the glass and into the ozone. He'll hop on his horse to get on the forecheck for it. Timberwolves will get there first. Kept in nicely by Brian Evans, but he's not able to get all of it to send it back in. But it's pinched by Alexander Sharp on the back check. Puck will be flicked down behind the cage. An attempted wraparound, but a stick save there by the goalie for the Timberwolves, Schultz, and eventually the puck will come all the way out through center. It'll be gloved down by Sharp, but it'll be a hand pass as he wasn't the one to stick it first. 2:36 left here in the second period, still 0-0 on the scoreboard.
It's just where we're just waiting for one of these teams to blink. Once that happens, all the momentum will shift to the other.
Yep. Yeah, and Oakland last loss was January 10th versus January 20th, sorry, versus CMU, a 2-1 loss. And the last win, obviously, was last weekend, 6-5 versus the defending national champions, Michigan. They beat them 2 games in a row on that home-and-home series. Their first win in the last 10 games against that team, so a big milestone win for them and their confidence moving into the tournament. Oakland now, Matt Fanoff with it, he'll turn it over to the Timberwolves. Reese Williams will then turn it back over. A shot that's blockered out in front by Thomas Monty. A good stick there by Monty. Puck will go up into the protective netting. We'll have a face-off. 2:20 left here in the second period.
These last couple minutes, or more like this last minute, have been pretty intense. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, definitely. So, Matt Fanoff in the dot here for the Golden Grizzlies. Top defensive line out there with Monty and Williams right now. And it'll be Williams with the puck. He'll give it back to his partner on the D-line, Monty. Monty will try and send it up through center to a Timberwolves, but to a Golden Grizzlies, but it's picked off by the Timberwolves. But it'll be brought in eventually by Fanoff as he's able to get a control of it. Monty tripped up in the play, no call there. Then he stick lifted. Holy moly, a little bit of a troublesome time there for Thomas Monty.
Looked like it should have been a hook right there for from Northwood.
Yep. Puck will be down low. It'll find its way into the corner. Dominic Ruiz with it, tries to get it up, but is redirected by the Timberwolves. It'll be attempted, flipped out, and Reese Williams can't keep the zone, but he'll bring it in on a clean entry. He'll go all the way down, circle the track with it behind the goaltender. He'll be pinched down low by the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves with it now along the boards. Attempted pickpocket there by Furtick, but he's not able to get it clean. Here come the Timberwolves. Here comes Gooley, and a slot shot, kick save there by Pottinger. Oakland will flick it out, but it'll be pinched along the boards, and we'll have a hand pass here once again. 1:22 left in the second period.
So Oakland's, if I'm Oakland right now, my goal is to try and get back to what you've been doing so far in this game. Keep it out of your own defensive end, generate a lot of pressure, and try and set up some kind of scoring chance. You got plenty of time so far in this second period. You got about a minute and 15.
Yeah,
see if we can get something, make something happen.
One of the things that Oakland's done very well today, and we talked with Tommy Davis in their last game in a post-game interview, he said that one of the things that they need to do before they get to the tournament was clean up their penalties. We haven't seen any penalties here by the Golden Grizzlies today, so you got to think that whatever they decided to change has been working. And a kick save there by Pottinger. Puck will go up into the protective netting. But back on the topic of Tommy Davis, he said that they got to clean up their penalties. They're giving too much. And that last weekend against Michigan, when we did that game on Friday night, there was a lot of penalties in that game, by both teams also. But today, only one penalty in the game, and it's been on Northwood. So Golden Grizzlies definitely playing a much cleaner game offensively and defensively.
That is true, Drew. You want to stay disciplined. Of course, you're bound to get penalized at least once in the game. But as long as you stay disciplined enough to where you're not sending a bunch of your players into the box, that is a recipe for a win. Most likely, that is. You never know. But
yeah.
one of the first steps is to stay disciplined and keep the pressure up.
Yep. So 49.1 here left in the second period. Top line will be out there for the Golden Grizzlies, probably for the remainder of this period. See if they can get a spark. McMullen will be in the dot, but it looks like Abo false started there. And a tie-up on that face-off shot, and a goal for the Timberwolves. Connor White off of a rebound sent it home on Pottinger, and the Timberwolves are off and running 1-0 in this game with 43.4 left in the second period.
That was just an ugly chain of events for Oakland. First, they lose the face-off, and then second, it just seemed like they just let it right through. They've been playing great hockey so far this entire game, and right at the end, with less than a minute left, they just slip up, and that one slip up could cost you this entire game. Luckily, they still have another period to get back and tie this game up, but it's not a good look so far for the Golden Grizzlies.
No, and for Connor White, that is his 5th goal on the year. And, you know, Pottinger made the initial good save there, but spits out a rebound right to the stick of Connor White, and he's able to send that one home.
Like I said before, we were waiting for the first team to blink, and unfortunately, it was Oakland that blinked.
Yeah, now these next 18 seconds are crucial for Oakland to get out of this period without allowing that goal to phase them too much. And it looks like they're not going to have too much trouble doing that as they force Schultz to make a pretty difficult save there, flashing the leather. And a face-off will happen. 16.1 here left in this second period. Where it counts for the first time, it's 1-0 in favor of the Timberwolves.
If I'm Oakland right now, pressure, and stay open and hopefully try and come up with something big.
Yeah.
But keep it in the zone right now with these next 10 seconds.
Yeah. Reese Williams sent a shot down there and a tipped by McMullen, but then it was blocked by a Timberwolf. 3 seconds left here, puck in the corner, and that'll be the period. So first period was a 0-0 even score, and second period, I would say Oakland controlled most of that period, but in the end, you know, Timberwolves have got that goal.
Yeah, and that's very unfortunate if you're the Golden Grizzlies. You just seem like you have complete control over this game in puck control, in time of possession. Well, time of possession, puck control, same difference.
Total shots. Scoring chances, you name it. Oakland's got it, except for the goals part.
Time of possession, scoring chances, no penalties. It seems like they're just dominating the stat sheets, but the one stat that, like you said, that they aren't dominating in is the score.
Yeah.
Which is 1-0 Northwood. Hopefully in the third period they can remedy that and tie the game up, or even better, break the tie and win this game on a very important night for some of these seniors like Sana and Chippa and Monty. This is their last game here at Buffalo Wild Wings Arena. You don't want to go out with a whimper. You never want to go out like that.
Yeah, so we'll take a break. We'll be back in about 8 minutes with third period to find out if the Golden Grizzlies can rally by 1 down to win this game on senior night before they play their final game of the year at Northwood next year. Drew and Noah will be back in about 8 minutes with third period hockey. Thank you for listening to WXOU Radio. Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings Arena here in Troy, Michigan. Drew, Allison, Noah, Stalker sticking with you all night to call the Oakland D3 hockey game versus the Northwood Timberwolves. After 2 periods, it's a 1-0 lead for the Northwood Timberwolves, with the goal coming with 43.4 seconds left in that first period. The goal coming from Connor White. Noah, walking through the first 2 periods.
It seemed like for the first 2 periods, it was just Oakland altogether. Of course, it was scoreless for 90% of those 2 periods, but it seemed like Oakland had all the momentum going into this game. They kept it in the offensive zone for a majority of the game. They've applied enough pressure. They've been disciplined in terms of penalties. They haven't taken a single penalty so far in this game compared to Northwood's 1. That was early in the first period. But it just seemed like it was all Oakland up until that very last minute in the second period when Northwood had a rebound attempt, and then said it was
Connor White.
Connor White, my bad. then Connor White was able to get the rebound, score for Northwood to break this scoreless tie. And now heading into this third period, we have no idea what's going to happen. It seems like right now it's all Northwood heading into the third period. Let's just hope that Oakland is able to adjust and answer back in this third period with at least a goal to keep it tied and maybe even more and win this game. Especially, like I said, tonight is senior night. They have plenty of seniors out there right now, such as one of their alternate captains, Evan Chippa, Michael Santa, their captain, Thomas Monty, and so on and so forth. To see them lose, especially to a team that is below 500, would be very gut-wrenching as those seniors head off into their futures.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, Aiden Schultz, a guy who's got a decent save percentage on the year of 891, but you always want your save percentage above 900. You know, he allows 3.79 goals per game on the year. He's been kind of a force to be reckoned with in the crease tonight for Northwood. Made a heck of a couple saves and some absolute dandies in there in the crease.
Yeah, that is right, Drew. And like you said, he has a save percentage under 900. But in the case of tonight, that doesn't matter if you're not scoring any goals. If you're not scoring goals, all you're doing is just beefing up his stats.
Yeah, definitely. And Oakland, once again, got their top line out there with Aldo, McMullen, Dano, and then on the blue line with Reese Williams and Monty. And I'd expect them to play real aggressive in this last period.
Maybe even throw a few hits out there as well while they're at it.
Yep. Northwood with it now, an attempted shot, but a good stick there by Thomas Monty, the captain. Puck out in front of the slot, but it's cleaned up nicely by Abel to go to the boards. Oakland will reverse it down low behind the cage. Reese Williams with it now. He'll look it over and quarterback his way out, but he'll just flick it up off the boards. It'll be regathered by the Timberwolves. We'll try and flick it in, but a good stick there by Dano. It'll come off a skate off of, looked like McMullen, and then we'll have a puck go up into the netting, and we'll have a face-off here.
Yeah, but that face-off looked like to be going in the Oakland's defensive end. Yeah, that puck bounced right off of McMullen's, the back of McMullen's skate. It was a very awkward bounce there.
Yeah, it definitely was. So Oakland definitely got to look here to get going quick and early and definitely be aggressive. You need a goal. You got one period to do it. Let's see how they can do it. And a team that hasn't been shut out all year either.
That's not good. That's a great stat to have. Let's hope that streak doesn't end, especially to a team like Northwood.
Yeah, on senior night too would be the worst. It'd be a gut-wrenching thing to happen right before you head into the playoffs in 2 weeks. And a little bit of a disturbance out in front as McMillan takes a shove from the Timberwolves, and the ref gets in there quick to break that one up.
Looked like Jack Abel got a hand on one of the Timberwolves right there. He's trying to start something, or not. Not jumping to conclusions at the moment, but seems like Oakland's not happy right now.
Now Oakland will make a full change here. New group comes out for their forward lines and their defensive pairing. Brody playing in the dot for the draw. Tommy Davis tries to get a shot, but he's stick lifted by the Timberwolves. It'll be picked off by Griffin Geertz. Great defensive play there by Geertz. He'll flick it in. Schultz will come out of his crease to field it. Chippa will go down to get it. It'll be picked off by Plant, but then regathered by the Timberwolves. A nice hit there by Tommy Davis. Timberwolves have control of it. Oakland applying the pressure in the O-zone, but just can't get control of the puck. Eventually, they'll get control at neutral ice, but it'll be turned over to the Timberwolves. Here come the Timberwolves in the O-zone. It'll be flipped in by Socorro. Ryan Kachi will chip it back towards the top, but it'll be picked off by the Timberwolves. It'll be down below the cage, looking to establish something on the Timberwolves. It'll come back up to the point. They'll make a small change in the process of this O-zone control. They'll send it to the slot, nobody home. It'll be taken by Kachi. He'll bring it along the boards, take a funny bounce and go back down low. Kachi will regather it, try and fling it out, and he will. Tommy Davis on his horse to go get it, but it's taken first by a Timberwolf. Noah, if there's a key to victory to win this game, what do they got to do?
They got to keep control of the puck, that's for sure. Brody Plant tried to get something going, but it's just the puck keeps on bouncing up on the ice.
Yeah, and Reese Williams will motor his way in there, but he'll be stick lifted, and the puck will be stick checked to the corner. Evan Chippa with it now, trying to establish. He'll button hook back to Reese Williams. A shot blocked out in front by the Timberwolves. Out come the Timberwolves. And they'll flip it in, and they'll go off on a change. Oakland out to get it. Pottinger thought about it, but Reese Williams went there to get it instead. Fanoff with it. He'll send it up, and it'll go off the stick of Furtick, not able to field it. No, scratch that. It didn't go off his stick. It went through cleanly. And we'll have an icing here with 17:24 left in period 3, where it counts, Northwood by 1.
Yeah, Oakland. Yeah, unfortunately, Oakland can't have these short bursts of momentum. You want to try and keep it nice and sustained. And unfortunately, in the third period, it's not been the case. It seems like Northwood just keeps it in their own offensive end. And fortunately, Oakland just can't find a way to capitalize. And hopefully that changes and they're able to adjust on the fly. But it doesn't look like that so far, especially right now. Nice, there's an opportunity there for Northwood. It looked like that was Milos Todorovic, who could have had a scoring chance right there for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, and then Donald Gooley at the point with it, went for a dangle on Matt Fanoff, but a really good skate there by Fanoff. Kicked that puck out to neutral ice. Furtick with it now in neutral ice, trying to get over to Fanoff, but it's taken by Gooley. Gooley will motor his way through center ice. He'll hop on his horse. He'll delay it back to Northwood. An attempted shot will be redirected out in front by the Golden Grizzlies. Flipped off the glass and out back to neutral ice. Fanoff on his horse for it. He'll stick check Tordovic. Turned over. Here comes Duncan McLeod with it. The defensive man, he'll motor in, circle the track. Back over to Fanoff into the slot. Nobody home. And he'll jump the stick of 27. And a shot just goes off the back.
That looked like it was going in too.
It went off the side of the goal.
It went on the side of the goal. It looked like it sneaked right past Schultz, but no, it did not, unfortunately.
Yeah, and an icing here by the Timberwolves. Yeah, a good shot there by Alexander Sharp, but off the side of the goal and no good.
Yeah, back on that scoring attempt right there, Duncan McLeod, that was a phenomenal hustle there and a phenomenal chance that McLeod had for the Golden Grizzlies. It looked like at one point, it looked like it went right past Schultz's blocker, or not blocker, his glove, and it just sneaked its way into the net. But unfortunately, it sneaked past the net, and it still is a 1-0 game for Northwood.
Yep, 16-16 left here in this third period, where it counts, as Noah just said, Northwood by 1. Puck will come out through neutral ice. Oakland will take control of it. Duncan McLeod with it. He'll delay it. He'll bring it up through center ice himself. He'll be picked up by Northwood. Defensively marked is he. Puck will come back to center, Michael Sanum. It'll be flipped in there by Alexander Sharp. It'll go all the way along the boards. Puck a little loose along the boards, but eventually Northwood gets control of it. This period, Noah, will look a little bit to be more controlled by Northwood than those first two.
Yeah, it does look like it's more controlled by Northwood so far.
And we're going to have a penalty here.
Brian, looks like Brian Evans is going into the box to be Oakland's first time on the penalty kill.
Brian Evans will take a seat in the sin bin, and we're going to have an Oakland penalty kill here.
So yeah, this is Oakland's first penalty kill attempt in this game. Heading into the night, they are 81.5%. So round that up, 82% on the penalty kill. That puts them near the top of their conference.
Yeah, only allowed 21 goals on the penalty kill this year out of 114 penalty kill chances. So really good penalty kill numbers for them. And they need one right now more than ever. A shot and a goal for the the Timberwolves. Make that 2-0 Timberwolves. That
is a gut punch if I've ever seen one. Right off the face-off, too, as we just said, 81%, or 82% if you round up, it is. 82% on the penalty kill, near one of the top in the conference. And 5 seconds into that penalty kill, it's just that first shot, and it just goes right past Pottinger.
Yeah, Donald Gooley with that shot, his 9th goal on the year, 18th total point. Came from the point, like you said, and just slipped by Pottinger. So now Thomas will come out, or Evans, will come out of the sin bin, take a seat on the bench. 15:22 left here in this game. Even terms on the ice, but where it counts, the Timberwolves now by 2 in Oakland in scramble mode.
Yeah, they've dug themselves into a hole so far in this third period. Now they're down by 2 goals when they should be, when it seems like they should be like still tied at this point. They've been playing phenomenal defense so far these past 2 periods until the very end of the second, and now at the start of the third, with about in the first 5 minutes, they've given up a power play goal. This is not a good look for Oakland.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm not sure if Pottinger really ever even saw that puck. There was quite a few bodies out down low in front of the slot. I don't know if Pottinger ever saw that puck.
I don't think he did either. Like you said, it was a quick or very fast-paced turn of events there. This shot came right off the face-off, so it just seemed like they were off their bearings, and it was, like I said, it was a terrible gut punch for the Golden Grizzlies right now.
And the other thing was it really wasn't a fast shot either. It came off kind of slow and kind of flat.
Here we go now.
Jailbreak. Evan Chippa with it now. He shoots and a save, and it goes in. It goes in. Hey, what do you say? Golden Grizzly goal.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. You dig yourself out of a hole just like that, and Evan Chippa finds an awesome breakaway. That's his 13th goal of the game, and what a phenomenal turnaround for the Golden Grizzlies. You give up the power play goal, and you don't let that faze you. This is your last game here at Buffalo Wild Wings Arena, and you're going to make that count. Phenomenal play right there by Evan Chippa to cut this lead in half.
Yeah, Evan Chippa on there went 5-hole, and it looks like Schultz accidentally chipped it in on himself. I'm sorry, kicked it in on himself because he went 5-hole. He made the initial save, and then when he moved the blocker, all of a sudden the puck was in the back of the net.
Yeah, look, it went from a potential.
And we'll have a delayed penalty here on. I can't tell who it is.
It looks like it's going to be on Northwood, or not Northwood. It's going to be on Oakland. Looks like not a cross check, a slash. Yeah, it was going to be a slashing call on oh, never mind. It'll be on Northwood. This is exactly like. I know we were talking about momentum this entire game, but like right now, momentum can shift on a dime. Like I said, at the end of the second period, Northwood gets that first goal to break this scoreless tie, and then about 5 minutes in, they get another goal, and it looked like it's just been all Timberwolves. But now, an Evan Chippa 5-hole goal right off the power play. And now this penalty, the slashing call on, it looks like it is on
Jerome Skitro.
Yeah, number 97, Jerome Skitro. And now Oakland will be on their second power play. Let's see if they can do something with it and tie this game up.
Yeah, Dano, the big threat here, along with Jack Abel, the two leading goal scorers for the Golden Grizzlies. Abel with it now with center ice on the point. He's circling back over to Dano. Dano looks it over to the slot. Shot and an easy save there by Schultz. A dandy as he saw it the whole way. And it sees right into the chest of Schultz.
That was a perfect shot there by Brandon Danu. Everything was lined up perfectly. He actually had a nice lane. He kept control of the puck. But unfortunately, that opportunity was squandered as the puck was frozen by Schultz.
Yeah, it went right to the chest of Schultz. You want to see Daniel try and elevate that puck to one of the corners or go 5-hole, because that 5-hole's been open, as we saw with that goal by Chippa. Daniel with it now right in front of us. He'll set it down lower to the goal line to Abel. Abel circle back out towards the point. He'll look it over. Back down lower to the goal line to McMullen. Back up to Abel on top right in front of us, and it jumps the stick of Abel, and the Golden Grizzlies are going to have to reset. A nice back check there, though, by Northwood, as they've got a little bit of fire in them.
All right, here we go. This is a nice opportunity here for Oakland right now.
Yep, 13:35 left here in this third period. A minute left on this power play, serving a 2-minute sentence for slashing. Reese Williams with it now. He'll look it over. Shot and easy save there by Schultz. Saw it the whole way right into his chest. The 6'4" goalie out of Alpena, Michigan, having himself a good night.
Yeah, I got to say this. Phenomenal hustle there by Brandon Danu and Jack Abbo for the Golden Grizzlies on that power play. It looked like they did kill a good chunk of the power play right there, the first past 10 seconds. But luckily, Abbo was able to reassert himself and keep the momentum now for the Golden Grizzlies, keeping in their offensive end.
So 13-13 left in this third period. 49 seconds left on the sin bin sit for Scaturo. Oakland with it now into the slot. Shot just goes wide of the cage. Dano over to the boards to get it first. He'll look it over. The primary goal scorer for the Golden Grizzlies. Back up to Reese Williams. Slap shot. It just goes wide. I think it might have been gotten a piece out in front by one of the Timberwolves. Dano with it now. He'll go back to the point. Center ice. Down to Abel. Abel looks it over. Shot and a stick save there by Schultz. 23 seconds left here on this power play for the Golden Grizzlies. They're 0 for 1 on the night, but on the year, just north of 25%. They need a goal now because on the scoreboard where it counts, Northwood by 1.
Yeah, it looked like all hope was lost for a second there for the Golden Grizzlies and coming into this third period, but there's just new life that's been revitalized for Oakland. And let's hope that they can keep it up on this power play. You got 23 seconds left. Let's see if you could come up with a phenomenal play. Like right now, I'd say give it to Evan Chippa right now.
Yeah.
He's the hot hand so far for the Golden Grizzlies.
Yeah, that second line out there for the power play right now for the Golden Grizzlies, and they're going to try and establish something with only 14 seconds left here. Right now, Chippa's got it, the hot hand, slap shot, and it spits out in front. Schultz spits out a rebound, and out she goes to kill off the final seconds of the power play. A good shot there by Chippa, a rebound spit out by Schultz, but the Timberwolves clean up the trash out in front first and get it the length of the ice. Oakland back in, even terms on the ice where it counts, Timberwolves by 1. Chippa keep control of the puck. It'll jump his stick and come out, and Oakland will touch it for an intentional offsides. And
that was very unfortunate right there.
Just jumped the stick of Chippa. So 12:09 left here in this third period. Even terms on the ice, like we said, but where it counts, Timberwolves by 1. Oakland fighting to get back into this one.
They are fighting to get back into this one. Like I said, they were down coming into the third period. They were down by 2, and they were able to cut that lead in half immediately after after giving up a back-breaking power play back-breaking power play goal. 5 seconds into the power play, that is.
Yeah. So Oakland now looking to establish a breakout, and it's picked off in the neutral ice by the Timberwolves. They'll be flipped in and frozen by Tate Pottinger.
So now it's back in their defensive end, and hopefully Oakland's able to clean up that defense in this third period. So far, it hasn't been looking good for their defense.
No, and like we said earlier, when they had that one jailbreak where Pottinger had a dandy of a save, we said if they keep giving up these, one of them's going to go in. And lo and behold, what happened?
One of them went in.
Yep. But since then, they've cleaned them up, and they've actually put one on the board for themselves on one of the jailbreaks. Pottinger out to field this puck. He'll leave it on a tee for Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis will send it back over to Duncan McLeod. McLeod will flick it up through the neutral ice. It'll be sent back in by the Timberwolves. They got to tag up those. They're offsides. It'll be taken here by Griffin Geertz. It'll be picked off by Haney. Haney's got it. Gooley now has it shot, and it's blocked out in front by Duncan McLeod. A great stick there by McLeod. An attempted slot pass is sent back down to the boards by the Golden Grizzlies as they'll come out through center ice. Alexander Sharp with the big guy.
That was a nice move right there by Alex Sharp.
Alex Sharp ended up turning it over to the Timberwolves, but it'll be pinched nicely by Thomas Monte. Out come Northwood. 2-on-1. Here they go. And a great defensive play there by Thomas Monte to deny a shot to Milo Todorkovic of the Timberwolves.
That was a great play by Williams. That was more on Northwood right there. That shot flew right above the netting. It looked like it hit something up there.
I think it hit the protective netting, but yeah, they just sailed that shot high. Oakland will slap it around the boards. Thomas Monte will get it. He's defensively marked by number 20 of the Timberwolves. Puck will just jump over the stick of Jack Abo. Thomas Monte with it now. He'll motor in. Delay it back. Goes cross corner is McMullen. McMullen will send it over. It's picked off by the Timberwolves, but it's gloved down by Reese Williams. Reese Williams will send it along the boards. Number 10 of the Timberwolves will get it. That is Trevor Peacock. He's defensively marked by Jack Abo, who throws a hit on him. Brendan Daniel looking to take control of it over along the opposite boards. Abo with it now. Sends it back over up to the top to Monte. Monte will send a shot, and it's redirected out in front up into the protective netting. We'll have a face-off come out here.
A nice opportunity there. Nice scoring chance that is for Oakland. Trying to tie this game up. You got a little over half the period to play. And I know Northwood is waiting, or is just looking at the clock right now, hoping that it ticks down quick enough to hit 3 zeros, but they still got plenty of hockey to play.
Yeah, 10:08 left here in this third period. Where it counts, though, Timberwolves by 1. Puck will jump the stick of Michael Santa, and a puck will slide all the way back to Tate Pottinger, and he'll make an easy save and freeze the puck for a face-off. Oakland looking to get going as the clock has just ticked under 1 second, under 10 minutes. So we're in the final 10 minutes of this third period. They desperately need a goal if they want to have a chance to win this one.
Yeah, they're in the home stretch right now. Oakland needs to find a way to tie this game up. You got to get a breakaway attempt. Try and generate something on offense, like here right now.
Here comes Jack Abo, but he's triple teamed by 3. Timberwolves, and then Timberwolves will get control of it. That is number 13, Luke Sishirto, and he'll flip it out through center. Oakland on their horse to go get it, but the Timberwolves get there first. Oakland eventually gets control. Here comes Brendan Dano. Dano tries to get it over to Abel, but it's kicked to the side by one of the Timberwolves.
Ooh.
Dano throws a big hit, and it's defensively marked by Harfoot. Ryan Kachi with it now, sends it up to McMullen. McMullen down over to Santa. Santa, he'll bring it up across the blue line. Looked like he tried to send it in, but stick lifted by one of the Timberwolves. Timberwolves got it now. They'll try and bring it up through center. Aerial flip out, and it's taken by Abel, but it jumped his stick. Puck come all the way down. Abel wants an icing, but referee says, no, you could have gotten there in time.
Yeah, it looked like a Timberwolves was right there. Right. Anyways.
Here comes Brendan Dano along the edge, and he'll be stick lifted by number 71. Make that Thomas Betchwell of the Timberwolves. Puck in the slot, nobody home. Hand pass is called, and we'll have a face-off.
So far as we've hit the latter half of the third period, it's been very, very intense hockey played.
Yeah, 8:46 left here in this third period. Still 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves of Northwood.
Let's hope that Oakland can find a way to get several scoring chances on this face-off.
Yep, an attempted shovel pass there by Austin Fertig just goes wide of the crease. And Northwood's got it. They'll control it, bring it up through center, flip it in. But Matt Fanoff defensively marks number 28, Lauren Brem. Doesn't allow him to get control of it. Fanoff will eventually get it behind the cage. He'll think it over. Send it up through center ice, and it's chipped in off of a stick of the Timberwolves. And it'll be flipped up into the net by number 71 of the Timberwolves, Thomas Betchwell. And we'll have a face-off come out here. 8:15 left in this third period, 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves. Oakland looking for a spark.
Yeah, you gotta keep it in your own offensive end, Oakland. That's all I gotta say. Keep it in your offensive end. Try and generate some more scoring chances right here. You never know what's gonna happen in these next 8 minutes.
Yeah, you need to look for a mismatch in terms of either numbers or in terms of energy. Get a group out there of the Timberwolves out there for a long extended shift, because when those long extended shifts happen, two things usually happen. Either one, a goal, or two, a penalty. And either one Oakland would love right now.
Yeah, definitely try and draw a penalty right now. Try and get all that momentum that you possibly can. Draw a penalty. Score a goal. Keep it in your offensive end. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Oakland ties it up along the boards right now. Matt Fanoff defensively marks number 43, Zachary McCarthy. Puck will be sent all the way back out to Thomas Monty at the point. He'll look it over, tries to send a pass down, but a good stick there by Benjamin Haney of the Timberwolves. Timberwolves looking to corral along the boards, but is thrown to the ground by one of the Golden Grizzlies. I can't see who it is because he's below the boards. Haney with it, just jumps to stick to him, comes over to Monty. Eventually Austin Fertig finds himself holding the puck. Can't control it as Milo Todorkovich gets a body on him. Haney attempts to shot, but it's blocked out in front by the Golden Grizzlies. A puck battle along the boards. A little bit of a hack and whack sequence right now, Noah.
It is very hectic, I'll tell you that, Drew.
A shot just goes blocker down front, and a huge hit is thrown by two Golden Grizzlies as two Timberwolves go flying to the ground. Reese Williams brings it into the offensive zone all by himself. It'll come all the way down, and Reese Williams loses a tire, runs into the referee. There's a piece of driftwood on the ice. Holy moly, there's bodies flying, sticks flying. What is going on?
It is very chaotic there. It looked like Williams also tried to poke check the puck out of Schultz's glove too.
Yeah.
To prevent him from freezing it.
And then all of a sudden he blows a tire, goes flying in the boards to the legs of the referee, loses his stick in the process. Oakland with it, a backhand shovel pass by Davis. Davis has it in a slot, but his stick lifted by the Timberwolves. Will have a freeze here by Schultz as he comes out of his crease to jump on it.
Looks like the net was dislodged a little bit, yeah. Yeah, net got dislodged just a tiny bit, right where all the action was happening too.
And Donald Gooley grabs Brody Plant. Brody Plant didn't like that one too much. Donald Gooley, one of the earlier goal scorers for the Timberwolves.
All right, now, once again, you got it in your offensive end. You got about 6 minutes, little more than 6 minutes in this game. You're down by one. You got to find some kind of spark to ignite this This crowd, that is. Yeah, ignite this Oakland crowd.
Slap shot blocked out in front, and it's going to go up into the netting. We'll have another faceoff come out here. A great slap shot there by Tommy Davis. So 6:38 left here in this third period. Timberwolves up 2-1. Oakland looking for a goal to tie it.
Yep, and their lone scorer so far, Evan Chip, is on the ice right now. If I were Oakland, I'd try to get in his hands, see if he can come up with something.
Yeah, look for Oakland to lean on their goal scorers such as Dano, Chippa, Abo to try and get them some life here. Tommy Davis, another goal scorer who had 2 goals last weekend in the overtime win against Michigan. He'll motor in with it. Give it to Chippa right now, the hot hand. Make that Brody Plant, sorry. Now it's Chippa's got it. And Haney with it. And he's going to be rubbed off it by Chippa. Great defensive play there as he defensively marked him. Tommy Davis will motor in with the toe drag to the slot. Nobody home, and we're going to have a penalty here.
I believe this is going to be a trip on Oakland, or not.
No, it looks like it's going to be on number 8 of the Timberwolves, which is Connor White, the first goal scorer of the night.
And once again, Oakland's back on the power play. So far, they're 0 for 2 on the power play. Heading into this, or in this game, they're 0 for 2 on the power play. Let's see if they can change that, make a 1 for 3, and tie this game up with 6 minutes on the dot left in this game.
Yeah, and before this power play starts, your home for all Oakland sports and beyond on 88.3 FM. The Joe Mo Show features weekly coverage of Oakland, Golden Grizzly, NCAA, and club sports, as well as the Detroit Lions and the NFL, with interviews each week with everybody involved in athletics, from athletes to coaches to staff, even broadcasters. Listen Thursdays at 6. Make that Mondays now at noon, or at any time on YouTube. The YouTube that you're listening to right now, WXOU Sports, Spotify. Just search The Joe Mo Show.
Meanwhile, we got a timeout called by, I believe it looked like it was going to be the Golden Grizzlies who called the timeout.
Yes, probably just get them something on this power play. So, as we said, Connor White is going to serve 2 minutes for holding. So, he'll take a seat in the sin bin. 6 minutes even left here in this game. Where it counts, though, the Timberwolves by 1. Oakland on this power play, you'd imagine they're going to have that line out there with Abo,
Abo, Danu, Williams, McMullen, looks like, and Thomas Monty.
Yeah, and Jake McCaddy, one of the primary offensive weapons for the Golden Grizzlies. 12 goals, 19 assists on the year. He's done for the year as he broke his wrist last week in the second game against Michigan. So a huge loss for them as he runs their point. And we talked with Brendan about it. You know, what's been different this year for you guys on the power play? You've been so much more successful. And he mentioned that Jake McCaddy has been a huge piece of that because of how well he is as a goal scorer and how well he sees the ice. So a big loss for them there.
So it doesn't look like Daniel will be on the ice. It's going to be Tommy Davis, McMullen, and Abo as your power play line.
No, Dan will be.
Oh, right never mind. Yeah, Daniel's there. Okay, so Tommy Davis and Reese Williams.
Reese Williams will run the point as usual. Daniel with it now. He'll motor in his spot, and he tries the shot, doesn't get everything on it, and a pad save there by Schultz, and he'll freeze it. Daniel had a really good shooting hole, but not able to get everything on that shot, and just kind of slid it into the pad of Schultz. So we'll reset here. Oakland will look to win this draw and set up that power play. A minute 50 left on the power play, 5:50 in the game. Third period, 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves. McMullen in the dot, he's been pretty good in the dot so far tonight. A really, really low stick there by Aiden French trying to control it. He doesn't. McMullen will win that draw. Dan will walk the line. He'll go down. He'll send it up along the board, but he's going to take a funny bounce and not able to get it all the way across. Abel with it now below the cage. He'll think about a Michigan, it looks like there, but decide otherwise. Dan
I don't think he's going to go for a Michigan.
It gets stuck in his skate. Abel with it now back along the boards.
You're down by 1. I don't think you want to try something fancy like that.
Nope. And then a poke check there by the Timberwolves, and then luckily Williams able to clear out. Tommy Davis back to Dano. Dano shot, stick save there by Schultz. Reese Williams will get that rebound now. He'll think it over. He'll be pickpocketed. Puck out to the slot, shot by Dano, just goes over the bar.
Oh, that was a great opportunity there for Dano.
Tommy Davis gets the rebound, back to Dano, back down to Reese Williams. Reese Williams back up to Dano. Dano over to Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis to Dano. Dano shot, his blocker down front, never got home. And out she goes as the Timberwolves get the puck the length of the ice. But we're going to have a stoppage here.
I wonder what happened. Looked like
I'm not sure if they're calling hand. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, me neither. Maybe went out maybe touched the netting, maybe something must have happened, but because now we're having a face-off right in the Oakland's offensive zone.
I wouldn't imagine Northwood's too thrilled about that. 50 seconds left here on this power play, 4:50 in the game. A shot from the point, puck goes into the crease, and Schultz is not able to grab it, but it spins all the way out. Oakland keeps his own. Tommy Davis with it now. Slap shot from Davis, blocked out in front. Reese Williams' shot just goes wide, and it's frozen by Schultz.
Oh, that was a great opportunity there for Oakland, but it just didn't go in the net, unfortunately.
Oakland beat the goaltender, just didn't beat the pipe as it hit the bearing of the pipe and went wide of the cage.
That is just an unfortunate bounce there for Oakland. It could have tied this game up with 4:35 left in the third.
36 seconds left here on this power play, 4:35 left in the game. 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves. Oakland looking to score here. Dano with it up at the top. He'll send it along the boards. Abo with it. He'll corral it. Back up to Dano. He'll look it over. Back over to Abo. Abo will move his way in. Shot. Kick save there by Schultz. They'll come to the boards, and out she goes.
No, Reese Williams still has a nice save there by Williams.
Williams will get it from going all the way out, but it'll come out to center ice. Oakland got to establish something here with the remaining 10 seconds on this power play, but they'll rethink it all the way back. Dano with it now. Over to Reese Williams. Reese Williams will bring it up. 4 minutes left here in this game. Jack Abel with it. He'll circle and put a shot in an easy stick save there by Schultz. And White is out of the sin bin. Shot blockered out in front. Flipped up, and out she goes once again for the final time. Even terms on the ice here. 3:45 left in the game. Where it counts 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves. Reese Williams given a rough ride there by Connor White.
Yeah, White and Williams were tied up right there as they were trying to fight for the puck.
No call by the referee. Good no call there. Let these boys play. Reese Williams with it now. He'll flip it off along the boards. Evan Chippa. Evan Chippa motor his way in. Shot just goes wide off the board. And an attempted shot by Kachi doesn't get everything on it. Fans on it for the most part. A piece of driftwood's on the ice. Duncan McLeod sends one down low. Attempted pass to the slot, but nobody home. Fano with it, trying to get it out to McLeod, but it can't. It's picked off by the Timberwolves. Powerfoot will flip it in. It'll be taken by Fano. He'll flip it back up to Chippa. Chippa will motor in, give it over to Duncan McLeod. McLeod will circle down with it. He'll send it back to the slot. Nobody home. It's taken by the Timberwolves. They'll get it out.
All right, you're on the very last few minutes of this game, Oakland. Let's see what we can cook up here.
2:50. We'll keep an eye on Pottinger as Oakland is down one and they need a goal here. Puck will go up into the scorer's table. We'll have a stoppage of play, have a face-off. 2:45 left here in this third period. 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves.
If I'm head coach Sterling, I would definitely be pulling Pottinger sometime soon. You got 2:45 left in this third period. You need to find a way to tie this game up. You've had your opportunity so far. Let's see if you can add a sixth person there to try or a sixth skater that is.
Yeah, look for
see
Oakland.
If you can, see if you can if you can even the odds here.
Look for Oakland to establish a solid offensive possession, and then for Pottinger to make a straight beeline for the bench. Oakland will win this draw. Kachi will send it over to Thomas Monte. Give it back to Kachi.
Got to get it out of your own zone, man.
Kachi motor his way in. Pottinger looking to the bench for instructions. He'll stay put for now. Puck will be frozen by Schultz. 2:34 left in this third period. 2-1 in favor of the Timberwolves. Even terms on the ice. For now, Pottinger stays put.
All right, right now on the ice, we got Kachi, Monty, Tommy Davis, Furtick, and Brody Plant.
Tommy Davis will lose that draw. But on his horse, it's Furtick trying to get there. The speedster, the referee jumps over the puck. Oakland trying to keep the zone here, and they can't. It comes out to center. Ryan Kachi misreads it. It'll go all the way down behind Pottinger. 2:20 left here in this game. Oakland looking to establish a breakout to get it up. It'll be brought in by nobody, actually. It'll be picked off by the Timberwolves. Tommy Davis will slam it home. It'll be gloved down by Schultz. He'll think about giving it over to Luke Shishirto, but he decides not to. 2:05 left in this game. Where it counts, Timberwolves by 1. For now, Pottinger stays put. He's out of his crease, up towards the blue line. My assumption with the way he's staying right now is if Oakland wins this draw, he's running to that bench.
Oh, he's going to be sprinting over there.
Nope, Oakland's going to call their timeout here.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting 2 minutes to the end of this game. Let's see what Coach Sterling has dialed up for the Oakland offense.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, Oakland 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Very uncharacteristic for them, for a team that scores 25% on the power play. And they've done it really, really well lately, especially in those Michigan games last weekend. Several power play goals, even one of the ones to tie up that game in order to force OT. So very uncharacteristic for them. And then to give up a power play goal, you know, 82% almost on the penalty kill. For them to give a power play goal, once again, uncharacteristic for the team. But nonetheless, you play on. You try and win this game with 2:05 left.
Yeah, you don't let that rattle you. You move on and you try and find a way to come back and tie this game up. Forget about that and you need to find a way to capitalize right now in these next 2 minutes. Chances are you're going to have to pull your goalie and bring in the extra attacker.
Yep.
And Northwood is just hyped right now, especially they're up by 1. Heading into this game, they're under 500. This is supposed to be Oakland's night, senior night. Some of these guys are never gonna play or some of these guys are playing their last game here at Buffalo Wild Wings Arena.
Yeah, and so Oakland looking to score here. Pottinger will come off the ice. Oakland, 6 attackers out there right now. They've got Kachi, Davis, Dano, McMullen, Abo, and Chippa. McMullen in the dot for the faceoff right now.
You win this faceoff, you're definitely gonna set the pace right now.
And they lose that faceoff, but they get control of it behind the net. Abo with it, he'll bring it back up to the point. Just give it to Dano. Dano send it down low. He'll rim it along the boards. Abo take control. Defensively marked by the Timberwolves. Slap shot, save, no, blocked out in front. Kachi with it, no, make that Evan Chippa. He'll circle around, give it to Kachi. Kachi back to Chippa, Chippa to the slot, shot, and it's blocker down front by the Timberwolves. Another shot, and it goes wide.
Oh, Chippa almost had a shot right there, almost had a goal that was wide open. Unfortunately, it was right behind the back of the net.
Brendan Dano with it now behind the cage, gives it over to Abo. Abo can't control it, back over to Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis along the boards, he'll bring it up towards the point, give it over to McMullen. McMullen has a tough time with it, send it down low to Abo. Abo with it now, defensively marked by the Timberwolves. Sends it over to Kachi. Kachi with it to the slot. Shot, and it scores! Hey, what do you say? Oakland Grizzly goal to tie up the game with 1:08 remaining.
That's what you want to see right there. McMullen is right in front of the net. You get the extra attacker out there, and you tie this game up with a little more than a minute left. Oh, Oakland has a breath of fresh air right now.
And McMullen, his first goal of the year, couldn't have come at a better time, Noah.
Could not have come at a better time, man. You score your first goal of the season, and it is a beauty.
So a whole new hockey game here. Make it 0-0, but it's 2-2. 1:08 left in the game. Oakland looking to win it now.
And they win that face-off right there.
They're no longer playing to tie this one up. They're playing to win it. Reese Williams with it now. He'll skate it up through center, give it over to Brody Plant. Brody Plant on a mission to get that puck down below the cage, but he's beat there by a Timberwolf. Dominic Ruiz, the big tall guy with it now. He'll send it back along the boards and reverse it. Reese Williams waiting for it right there. Gives it over to Fanoff. Fanoff will flick it in. Puck will come up along the boards. It'll be juggled by a couple of Timberwolves. It'll be in the middle, free open in the ice. Reese Williams with it now. He'll motor in. Reese Williams delays, and it's pickpocketed by a Timberwolf. Timberwolves will flip it out. 25 seconds left here in this game. Where it counts, even turns on the scoreboard, 2-2. Oakland, a little bit of confusion on who's supposed to take the puck there. Reese Williams doesn't have a stick as it got flicked out of its hands, and puck will come all the way into ozone for the Golden Grizzlies. And we're going to have a cross-checking here by Brody Plant. Delayed penalty, 9 seconds left in this game, and Brody Plant just committed a penalty at about the worst time possible.
Yeah, you just said it better yourself. I was just about to say that too. That's the worst time you could possibly take a penalty right now. As Thomas Kroll, who took the brunt end of that cross check, is down on the ice.
Yeah, terrible time for Brody Plant to take a penalty. So he's going to serve 2 in the sin bin for that cross checking, and 8.7 left here. Now the mission for the Golden Grizzlies. Get out of this third period, get into overtime.
Yeah, because you're going to spend overtime with on the penalty kill too.
Yep, you're going to spend part of that OT time in the penalty kill. But penalty kill on the year has been pretty good. We know it hasn't been great today, but you know, you play the numbers, and the numbers on the year say that you're going to go at least 1 for 2.
Hopefully.
So Oakland's got their quartet of killers out there for the final 8-7. It'd be absolutely detrimental for them if they give up a goal here in the final 8-7. But for the Timberwolves, it'd mean new life.
Yes, this third period, it looked like it was all doom and gloom. They start off with giving up a power play goal with 5 seconds into it.
Shot goes wide of the goal, attempted, and another shot just goes high of the goal. Timberwolves, last chance, shot, and it's blocked out in front by Matt Phaneuf, who doesn't like the little slash that he got from Zachary McCarthy. All right, so that is the third period. We're going to go to overtime. And Brody Plant's going to have to serve 1:52 in overtime for that cross-checking he took. But where it matters, the scoreboard is even terms, 2-2.
Yeah, to recap that third period, it looked like it was like I said before the clock went ticked down to 0. My bad. It looked like it was all doom and gloom for the Golden Grizzlies. First power play of the period for Northwood. 5 seconds in, they score. And this is coming off of a late second period goal that broke a scoreless tie for the majority of that game. And it looked like Oakland had no sense of direction. It was 2-0. And then all of a sudden, about a couple minutes after that power play goal that they give up, Evan Schippa with a beautiful breakaway, scoring on the 5-hole, cuts the lead in half, and breathes new life for the Golden Grizzlies. And for the longest time, we were just waiting for the next big thing to happen. And that next big thing was Dylan McMullen, wide open, in front of the net. And he ties it up. And this entire crowd just lit up. The entire Oakland crowd was hyped.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of cheers there for that goal, and we're ready to go for the overtime. Brody Plant, like we said, going to have to serve 1:52 of this 5-minute overtime period in the penalty box. You got to think right now that this first 1:52 might be more important than when you scored, if you scored that game-winning goal for the Golden Grizzlies, because they have got to get out of this.
Yes, that is true, Drew. But fortunately enough, it's 3-on-3 hockey in overtime, so it's not like they're not on the man advantage, technically speaking. Oh, no, 4-on-3, my bad. Didn't see that last person there. It was number 11, Milos Todorovic. So, yeah, they're 4-on-3 right now, heading into overtime. 5 minutes left, 5 minutes overtime. Hopefully, Oakland can kill off this penalty and maybe even come out with a win.
Yeah, Todorovic now. He'll send it over to Benjamin Haney. Benjamin Haney pinched nicely by Thomas Monty. Monty, his final game as the captain at home, looking to get this one. Noel with it now. Back over to Benchel. Benchel shot, and it just goes in a nice kick save, or a kick block out there in front by Matt Phaneuf. Cole with it, can't corral it. Back over to Betchel. He'll look it over. Betchel shot, and the Timberwolves are going to win this game. As Betchel gets that shot there to win the game, and it goes by Pottinger.
Yeah, that is only 30 seconds into overtime. That is terrible, man. It doesn't help that they were on the man advantage, and it just looked like that. They had no sense of control whatsoever in the defensive zone, and fortunately enough, North was able to capitalize on that, and they end up coming home with the win.
Yeah, Oakland not able, like we said, they had to get out of that penalty kill, and they weren't able to do it. Gave up the penalty kill goal in overtime, which would end up being the game winner 33 seconds into the OT period. So Oakland still got a lot to hang their hats on for this one. Played a good game, fought back hard, down 2-0, made it a 2-2 game, and some great, man advantage play there when they pulled Pottinger.
That was true. They pulled Pottinger out, get an extra attacker, 6-on-5, and they were able to score, tie the game up. But unfortunately, that costly penalty there by Brody Plant killed them in overtime.
Yeah, definitely, and it was a penalty that he just really, you look at it, you're like, did he need to do that? Like the cross-checking, it was 10 seconds left in the game. The puck was in their O-zone, like why? You don't need to throw a penalty like that late in the game, and you don't want to blame a game on somebody. You never want to do that, but it had a difference. It had a difference.
It definitely did make a difference. You did not want to. Wow. That's definitely something that you can look back on and say that was not something you should have done. It's you can't be mad about that either. But I mean, as a player, that is definitely gut wrenching to try and to do something like that. But
yeah. So The Northwood Timberwolves will move to 8-11 on the year, still really far out from any chance of making the playoffs, as they're 54th in playoff points on the year. Oakland Golden Grizzlies have already secured their chance in the playoffs. They'll move to 17, 7, 2-2 on the year. So tale of two tapes in terms of teams this year. One's been really strong, and one just was a little stronger tonight.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate now, but luckily enough, they were able to come back with some kind of with a point at least, right?
Yep. Yeah, they get 1 point for making an overtime win, which will actually make it 17-6-3. My apologies, not 17-7-2, 17-6-3-2. They have those two ties on the year, but they'll move into tomorrow's game where they're going to travel to Northwood for that game, and you got to think that they're going to be playing with a little extra motivation after tonight, especially on the team that spoiled their senior night. So they're going to want to play with some extra motivation and get that win.
Yeah, exactly, man. This is definitely a gut punch if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and especially because, Northwood spoiled their senior night, and Northwood's senior night's going to be tomorrow. So they're going to want to return that favor.
Yeah, I very hope that's the case. See if Brody Plant can find a way to redeem himself after that costly penalty. Pretty much gave Northwood the win right there, putting him on the man advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like we said, final score in favor of Northwood, 3-2. 4:27 was left in overtime. That goal came 33 seconds into the overtime period. Northwood played a heck of a game early on with those two goals. Oakland able to find a way to battle back and get 2 goals to force overtime, to at least get a point, like we said. But all in all, Northwood was able to win this game. So we'll say goodnight to all the listeners out there. Thank you for listening to WXOU Sports on YouTube. Make sure if you like this video and you like these broadcasts to subscribe to YouTube. Like our videos. We've got everything from full broadcast to live streams to interviews. You name it, it's on there. For Drew, Allison, and Noah Stalker, thank you for joining us. Have a great night, everybody.